The early morning sun is cast across the elaborate obstacle course built around Casey's boat. Long shadows spear across the town. Peach, Casey, what's going on here?
I imagine that at this point in the morning, Peach has run through a few of the different obstacles in the course. Some very basic warm-up-y things that she knows she's good at. You know, she's jumping from stake to stake across an otherwise open pit. Pretty easily navigating around obstacles around the ground. But she's come to a point in the obstacle course where there's a large gap between two high points. And she's hesitated here for a few seconds. And she looks over. What's Casey doing?
Yeah. Casey's standing on a nearby roof, looking at her at the top of this ramp that leads up to a huge gap between another dirt ramp. And this is... I know. Watered down. The point is, don't worry about falling. You just have to go for it.
I mean, in the chasm, in the sinkhole, wherever the heck it was, at least there was something to run across. If I can't do that, jump thing, that flip in and out thing, then I'm not just going to be all wet. I'll be killed one of these days. So I got to figure out how to do it.
Exactly. And there's not always something to run across, so...
Yeah.
You just make the jump.
So
you can do it.
Peach focuses. She hesitates for just another second, then she sets her jaw and jumps, but there's something in the step, just a lack of confidence halfway through. She's hasn't pushed off hard enough. She's falling a little too close to the near edge, and then she feels a brief moment of panic and splashes into the water below. She comes up, kind of sputtering. All right, didn't work that time.
What happened? You didn't... If you do the thing, where you turn into kind of mist and then... I saw you do it.
I know I did do it. I gotta do again. Gotta maybe figure if I don't know, maybe I gotta feel like I'm really about to die. Peach clambers back up, and she's gonna give it one more try. And so
if you need motivation, Casey kind of waves his hand, and the water that's in that narrow pit beneath the gap kind of spreads to the side, leaving just the wet dirt, and then he moves his hand a different way, and then the dirt kind of moves to the side. And then he snaps his finger, and a couple of balls of fire appear in it, and he throws it down to that spot, igniting the ground. Like, right at the spot, kind of where she fell. And he's like, you can make it.
Peach looks at Casey and looks down at the fireball where she was a moment before, and this time as she steps off the edge, she makes contact with something. Just the toe of her boot, but the scrape triggers something in Peach, and suddenly there's a song rising in her mind, and a quick scraping bridge, and a spin, and a twist, and Peach squeezes her eyes shut, and just as she's starting to feel the heat of Casey's flames, instead she feels a pop. And there's a puff of pink and a whiff of floral scent, and Peach is gone. And an instant later, her boot steps onto something solid. In that space between steps, she disappeared and caught herself, and now she takes a few steps forward and looks back across her shoulder over at Casey. You could have killed me. You were not going to turn that thing off.
Casey howls at
You're
the
going to
roof,
let me
on
catch
the rooftop.
fire.
Oh, yes. I knew you could do it.
You weren't going to do the slow down falling thing, or the Clays Feldspar. You were going to let me die.
I had no doubt you were going to make it. Wonderful. Next obstacle.
We don't have to continue the scene if
No.
go on. I've done what I would like.
Yeah. Speech moves on to the next obstacle. Meat sizzles. The flesh begins to blacken. Smoke curls upward. Yev pulls the bacon off the skillet, tosses it onto a plate, carries it over to the table.
I don't appreciate the peach over fire being immediately replaced by sizzling bacon. Thank you. What a great tie-in of the imagery, Chris.
It's going to be kobolds.
Breakfast is ready if anyone wants something here. What, Nurse Peach? There's so much to do this morning. He runs off in the back. Araya, maybe Ava Shalati. The Wanderlust is pretty sparse this morning. Many people have already gone out to begin their morning routines.
I'm sitting in one of the tables, like waiting for Sal with like the tea that we usually share instead of the more caffeinated drinks that everybody else is a fan of. Surprisingly chipper for this early in the morning.
I think Shalati, presumably this is after like all the early morning runs and swims, etc., so that you've had time to go back and start breakfast. Shalati, I think, probably helped out with some of the other things, and now the table is set. She is sitting and waiting for the food to get served, and has her dagger out and is checking, making sure it's sharp. Essentially checking her equipment, her sword. Looking a little bit... Well, she doesn't very frequently look super happy, but she's looking a little grimmer than normal today.
What is Ava up to?
She is early morning, yes? Sorry.
Yeah, early morning. You're in the Wanderlust. Yeah, just put some bacon on the table. Araya's there. Shalati's there.
Okay, yeah. She's come in and she has 3 sort of small potted plants that are a bit exotic looking that she sort of like brought with her and just sort of has them on the table to the side and is thumbing through a book that she is just reading over, ignoring the plants and seeming to be lost in whatever it is she's actually reading at the moment.
Since I have like herbalism tools, can I just like assess what plants these might be?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you could do nature herbalism in it. Yeah, it's a dirty 20.
real.
Yeah, what kind of what kind of plants?
Well, she would notice that they're not necessarily all three of the plants she might be somewhat familiar with. None of them are common to or native to this area. They're just three different pots of flowers that would be exceedingly that are perhaps relatively common in other parts of like where the kingdom would be, but are generally just not found in this climate, and certainly not in this area near the coast. I'll just make up some. Actually, I'll look some up. Like a calla lily, bindweed, and bull thistle. Sure, it's three different types of flowers.
Are they just pretty flowers, or are they useful flowers?
They're very minimal use of any kind. They're just mostly
just pretty.
Pretty and very. They would be very rare to this area.
Ava.
First, like, she doesn't seem to hear you. She's just looking at her book.
Ava. She kind of like nudges her toe against your like.
Hmm?
Who
Oh,
who
she,
got
like,
you the
jumps.
flowers?
Oh, I did.
You got yourself flowers?
Well, they're not for me. They're just for, well, I had an idea for something, because since we're going to be going underground, and I don't know if, like, it's just for something I was thinking about.
You're gonna
like,
give someone flowers?
No, I don't, not that. That's, I don't really, there's no...
It's not a bad idea.
Well, yeah, no, it's, yeah, it's just a thing. It probably won't even, like, matter. They'll just, yeah, they're just for, like, an idea for something that may or may not end up being useful. I don't even really want to say what it's for, because it's kind of, yeah, it's probably just a dumb idea. It may not actually work, so...
You don't really come up with too many dumb ideas, Ava. I mean...
She's right, you know?
These aren't really... I mean, they're very pretty, and they're not common, but they're not really useful. What use are you finding?
So, like, I know we're gonna go underground, and, like, that's definitely not my favorite thing to be doing, and it may not be useful at all, but I realized that when you get into the tunnels, like, it might be easy to get lost. So these plants don't exist here, and I'm just gonna plant them or have someone set them up at an triangulated distance around town, and then if you have 4 different points and you know the distance between each of them, you can sort of identify where you are relative to that. So, like, if we ever got underground and got lost, I guess I could help to point us in the right direction.
You have, like, echo plant location?
Oh, it's like a magic spell that I've got. It allows me to sort of know the specifics of a plant, but, like, they have to be rare, because if they were common, it would just tell me the nearest one, and so I had to create these. But I have the staff that allows me to just, like, it used to be my dad's, but it lets me make flowers, and so I just choose the ones that are not from this area, and
You have... Oh, this is lovely. Well, if they're above ground, you'll be able to tell? Or are we taking them into the caves with us?
No, it's just a matter of, like, having them planted and knowing the locations of where all 3 of them are, and then you'd have to do some calculations, I guess, but, like, it would just be possible to sort of identify sort of different directions. And it's just an idea. I don't know that it would be perfect or how well it would work, but yeah, even if we're underground, I should be able to know the distance.
So, this is the gingerbread crumbs from the story, except that it's flowers.
Yeah, kind of like that. That's sort of like that. Well, that's the idea. So, and again, I don't know if it'll actually, like, be that helpful, and that's why I didn't want to say anything, because it may just be dumb and it may not really work, but it might work. So,
Can you make, wait, she looks around for the staff. How often can you make flowers?
Oh, like a lot. I mean, it has a certain number of charges, but I don't use it all the time. I've used it recently a couple of times, obviously for like these plants, and then a couple more times for the sailors that passed. But what do you want? Like, just tell me, I can make it.
One that smells very good. Are the plants like always living and able to be planted, or are they just like a bouquet?
Oh yeah,
just like bouquet.
just tell me, like, well, they'll just be like plants. I have to do them outside. Like, I had to put these in a pot, but like it can be up to like 5 foot square, or it can be less than that. But they're just regular flowers. So we do it outside. Just you can pick them.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
she like scrambles, like sets her tea aside, scrambles up, and like drags Ava out. Okay, so what if the gates were like a trellis on the inside for like a really sweet smelling jasmine plant?
So Jasmine?
It smells good because, well, you know how like your senses are pretty sharp.
Mhm.
If home smelled particularly nice, it'd be easy to find your way home.
I don't know if I could. Maybe. All right.
I don't know.
Where do you want to? Yeah. Where do you want them planted? Just like point to where.
The south side. The south side. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Do we have enough time before we're going down? We can do it now.
Yes.
Oh.
They'll wait. Wait, does this take like a day?
No, it only takes a few seconds. It's just a matter of how long it takes us to get there.
Definitely have time.
Okay. Yeah. If you say we have time, let's go.
She doesn't know if we have time.
Ava doesn't resist.
Rhea and Ava go running off towards the southern gate. Beth, are you here?
Flowers, pretty things. I love it. There's also a small glen over up in the hills just this way. Wouldn't it be so nice if my pond had beautiful flowers?
Yeah, we can totally do that. I can do like
Lily pads!
I mean, maybe not that many, but
They
like,
have lilies in the name. It's a flower.
yeah. No, we can do that. Wait. Oh, she stops and runs back and picks up the flowers. I need to put these. I plant one of these along the way anyway. So, anyway.
I'll help.
Okay. She goes running off to plant flowers and create the flowers that Araya wants.
I don't think we have a Beth yet.
I'm here.
You look across the device on the work table in front of you. Did you sleep last night? Maybe. Candles are burned down. It's finished. Finally.
Yep.
What did you say?
I stopped. It looked like you were going to say something else.
No. Okay.
Esmond just breathes a heavy sigh of relief. Just looking over the device. He walks over to it and inspects it for maybe the 4th or 5th time since he actually completed it to make sure that everything is in place. That everything appears to be functioning normal. Yeah, okay. Like this, that slides open. Turn this. That tightens it. Okay. Okay, it's finally done. Okay. It's time to find out what happened last night. Esmond will, for the first time in ages, probably start opening blinds and windows in the workspace to let light in, blinded suddenly by the incoming rays. I actually haven't been outdoors in the sun in too long. he's going to pack the device into his bag along with his other completed project and turn to Typhon, who is stood up in the corner. Typhon, with me, please. And the two of them with Typhon to his side will head out towards the Wanderlust Tavern. No immediate rush. Actually, going to take a bit of a stroll and kind of register everything, seeing the village in daylight for the first time in a while.
Sounds good. It is some hours later, close to noon. All of you except for Kebeth and Esmond have at this point returned to the Wanderlust after finishing what you were doing that morning. You'd made
Chris, I'm almost ready. Seconds.
Say what?
I'm almost ready, and then you can throw me in the scene. Hold on.
Oh yeah, you can join whenever you're ready.
Suddenly, Kebeth falls to the floor and arrives in the Wanderlust.
So Kebeth and Esmond are not there yet. But everyone else is gathered in the Wanderlust Tavern. There's still the issue of what to do with those kobolds, if you're going to let them go, or what you guys are. How are you going to deal with the situation?
I think Peach is, is Shalati there?
Yes.
So Peach would probably be actually singing Yev's praises to Shalati. And when I came back, he'd made bacon and eggs, and he'd had the whole morning rush taken care of. I didn't even officially leave him in charge. He just saw I wasn't there and took over the morning routine. He's got responsible bones, that kid. He's I don't know.
Pretty, he managed to find the pig too.
Well, the bacon we've got it's still that salted fish meat.
Makes sense, but that's a clever way to do it.
Or not fish meat, what were we calling those
Ornacus.
things? Ornacus, yeah. Figure they're not as sentient as
skin.
kobold is, so might as well use what we've got, right? But you fry it up with enough spices and call it bacon, and people will imagine it tastes that way.
It's not as fatty as I think pork is, but meat is meat.
You've noticed that Yev's bacon tastes pretty good, but when Peach makes the weird Ornacus bacon, it does taste like actual bacon.
Just don't feed it to Muna, yeah?
What do you imagine Muna eats in her regular old life? Or what she would have
Lots
eaten
of
had she
fish.
been properly born there?
I don't know. I looked
Maybe.
through at one point and saw some sort of grazing kind of creature, so maybe that.
Meanwhile, while they talk in the tavern, Kebeth, hanging there on the mannequin in front of you, it's finally finished. The shirt.
Kebeth stands there and smiles with pride. She's like, it's better you're worth my damn fingers. Ow! Ugh, I'm never gonna heal from this. Ugh, I'm never making chainmail again. Hammer's much better. She takes it off the mannequin and packs it into a box and puts the lid on and wraps paper around it, puts some string, ties a bow on top, writes as on top, tucks under her arm. turns around, looks at the forge, says, "Don't burn the place down without me." Walks away.
Your trek takes you across town. Everyone's supposed to be at the Wanderlust that afternoon. As you reach the door, you look inside, you see there are an array of your friends gathered there, but you don't see Esmond. Yeah.
She kind of pokes her head in the door. You like see her horn and then a little bit of her curly hair and then her face. And she sees you all sitting there and she puts her head back. She turns around and she walks away.
Sounds good. Esmond, you've been meandering through town on your way to the Wanderlust. And as you pass through one of the alleys, familiar figure, horned box in your hands, appears on the other side of the alleyway.
It seems very menacing.
Calling out, Kibeth? Aren't we all supposed to be at the Wanderlust?
She you see her start to turn, she's gonna pretend she doesn't know you or see you, and then she thinks better of it because you already said her name, and then she turns around and she's like, "Oh, hey, was just going to leave this with your mom. Hi. Here you go. It's finished. It's I'm never making chainmail ever again. This is the one thing I'll ever make in chainmail, never again. Chainmail's awful. Have you ever made chainmail? Chainmail's the worst. It's just not, I mean, you think it's gonna be fun because you're like, ooh, a little task that you could just sit there and repeat for hours and hours and hours, but then your fingers start to hurt and it just never ends. It's the worst.
If I could have spared any time, I would have helped any way that I could have, but
No,
thank you, honestly.
no. It's fine. It's fine. I don't mean to complain. I mean, I'm happy to make whatever you need. Maybe just not more. Well, I mean, if you asked really, really nice and you brought me the materials and everything, and maybe if you made the wire already and you cut the links, then I would consider making more chainmail for you. But honestly, I would. Yeah, sure. For you, I would do it. Yeah, it's fine.
Thank you, Kibeth. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yeah, everybody's at the tavern. If you want to go there.
Would you would you escort me back to the tavern? I kind of want everyone there if they can be there. I've got some questions about some stuff that happened last night, and if I've got some questions about what happened last night, and I need everyone there for that.
Oh, so all that noise was you guys then?
I'm glad that I'm glad that you were fine. Yeah. It wasn't me specifically, but yeah.
Yeah, our friends get into a lot of trouble, huh? I mean, I also get into trouble, but they seem to really attract danger.
I'm not jumping to conclusions, not yet. I'm just concerned. Anyway,
Yeah. Kibeth's already
would
walking.
you? Okay. Quickly.
Come on, you're gonna fall behind. I mean, I know I walk fast, but I can walk at your pace. You just gotta keep moving with me.
Yeah, Esmond quickly rushes up to try and keep pace with her by herself.
You'll have to tell me all about what's happened, because Kibeth has no idea. I have no idea either. It's all a mystery. It's fun.
It's so cute. It's like watching two kids from the robotics club flirt.
As you guys open the door to the tavern, Casey is banging his mug on the table. Yevazak, come, regale us with a tale of your encounter with the kobolds. If no one's heard, this man stood bravely, alone, against innumerable kobolds. Tell us, Yevazak.
Yeah, there's some color spreads across Yev's cheeks. He's sort of frozen mid, dishing out like some muffins onto the table. And his eyes widen a little bit and looks over at Casey. Oh, I was watching the bridge, and there was kobolds. And at first there was just the one kobold. And then there was like a lot of kobolds. I don't even have as many fingers as there were kobolds. And each of them was, they're fierce. They have their long teeth and horns. And they had bows with wicked sharp arrows, like fish hooks, but also like shark teeth with fish hooks on them. And they were shooting them at me, and I said, no, I have to save all of my friends, but I have to, this magic spears, I have to make sure that it does not fall into the hands of the enemies. And I knew it was very important. And so, as many of the kobolds were trying to get me, I said, okay, no, I am going to run away. And we just
single-handedly warned the town of the impending kobolds.
Saved the
Man.
town. Saved the town. We wouldn't have known anything was coming without you, Yev.
Oh, kind of blush on his cheeks deepens. Oh, but look, it is Kibeth. It just points at the door.
Kibeth start like hears her name, panics, realizes there's nowhere to hide, and she's like, "Hey, how's it going? What you gonna eat?"
Kibeth, you have been mured up in the forest for so long.
Yeah, I'm just making chainmail. You know how intense that can get, and then when you just kind of hyper focus on a task, you never see the light of day for a really long time.
I have no idea what you're saying, but come eat. Have some
Okay.
hakim.
Oh,
Want a
Don't you-
double order? We're making breakfast for dinner, so we've got bacon hash and eggs and a little bit of potato too.
Isn't it
Triple
just
order.
breakfast for breakfast?
I thought it was the evening.
No, it's
Noon.
like or just before noon.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, breakfast for breakfast, brunch. We got breakfast going.
Just realized, do we have no alcohol left anymore?
I don't know, I think you guys have crops. You can make your stuff.
Yeah, do we brew our own stuff?
Yeah.
I think Salati has also
Shalati,
at
it
one
is
point.
pretty early in the day though for alcohol. I mean, I'm not one to judge.
That
I
was
know
out of character.
a lot of stressful, but it is before noon, hun.
Well, you have to be sure to be limbered up and ready to go for anything. Is Esmond in here yet?
Casey coughs on his Hakim.
There behind Kibeth in the doorway is, in fact, Esmond, who you guys have not seen in a while now.
In fact, both of you
Yes.
are.
Is it done?
Esmond just slowly straddles in, just takes a seat at the table or goes to the table where everyone else is currently set up at, and places his bag on the table, reaches in, going almost shoulder deep, much deeper than the bag should logically permit, and puts in his other arm and begins pulling with some effort begins pulling with some effort a large pod, not a large, like a, I don't know, what's like the size of a tablet almost, like height wise the size of a tablet, a pod shaped brass and iron device, and it thunks it on top of the table and just kind of motions to it for everybody to look at.
Ooh. I don't know.
This
What is
is the door jam. This is what should be able to open and close the tears that we've been coming across.
Do it.
Nice job, Ass.
Yeah.
So we test it? Yeah? Maybe the one in the forest?
We're not testing anything yet. Well, I have some questions and Beth has no idea. So I was wondering if somebody could give us a breakdown as to what exactly happened last night and what the fallout is exactly. Alls I know is that Yev came running into the village. The alarm bell started ringing. I came running and I found him, and he told me that kobolds from underground at the ruins that we had found were attacking. And I came and I helped you all, and I killed a handful of kobolds myself, and I've learned that we've got 4 dead and more injured. So what happened and what are we doing to fix it?
People died? Ooh.
4 dock workers. Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
We all remember them.
They were
Directly.
part of the town guard rotation. We did try to. I listened to that episode. We tried desperately to be like, what are their favorite flowers? Where are they from? And Chris is like, they're strangers to the town. Stop trying to care.
Has
Bill,
anybody claimed their rations?
Bill too. Yeah. So we decided it would be best to investigate the ruins since we knew there was at least something large living down there.
We're probably going to be leaving town, and we didn't want to leave town without securing the thing that was the largest threat closest to us. That seemed to be
Hold on.
yet an
Hold on.
unknown.
We weren't looking for trouble, S.
Well, we were, but
Seriously,
we
we
were trying to
weren't.
eliminate the trouble.
We were looking to see if there was anything to be troubled about, and there was.
I mean, we knew there was that one thing that had killed the mayor and so many of the other people of the town, the ones who were doing the excavation.
On our way in, we saw hide nor hair of anything that was a threat to the town. It was only when we were coming back that it got complicated.
Well, I mean, what was it that she kind of nods to Casey because I don't think Peach actually was in the room for this. But what was it all that you saw? You know, when we all went, oh, we've got to turn around now because it's too scary.
No,
We saw a single thing and we turned around.
Yeah, we did good. We were smart.
Oh, there's a pit of skeletons and the obelisk. So apparently there's
Beneath the town, there's a cult.
Technically, what we saw was the sacrifice pit, an obelisk that seemed to indicate some sort of religious cult thing going on. And then in the next room, there was an enormous, very burly dragonborn that looked like he was made out of iron, working over some kind of magma forge beneath the earth, and who was being consulted by those kobolds, who then attacked us. And then on the way out, we saw another one of those iron-like dragonborn types, but this one was much older and much more busted.
Did you say magma forge?
Beth, I have so much to tell you. It's actually incredibly interesting to you specifically.
I mean, it's referred to
I
as the
don't
world.
think it's the same.
The obelisk says something about a world forge. And the large guy in there was definitely forging something, it sounded like, but the kobolds call him Priest.
We're supposed to go meet him, actually. We were going to take one of them back down into the tunnels and try to, like, talk to that priest guy.
Yeah. I'm
Okay,
gonna
so-
tell him to piss off.
Yeah.
As we weren't looking for any kind of trouble, we were looking to see if there was anything down there that was dangerous that we should deal with before we leave town, and we discovered exactly what we thought we might.
It is not the story I just heard. You weren't looking for trouble.
No, I mean, we
We knew that there was trouble down there.
Shut up.
were.
That
Shut up. Did anyone bother to warn any of the town's guard or the verdict about what you were doing? Anyone? When you knew that you were heading into those ruins where we knew that there was something potentially dangerous and harmful to all of us, did any of you stop and turn to go back and warn anyone? Okay.
That-
So,
we did have
nope.
Yev as
Stop.
Were we supposed to ask the verdict for permission, Esmond? All right, we are the grown-ups of this town now. We can make decisions on our own. We don't need to ask anybody for permission.
You're right. We make our own decisions. We are the most powerful individuals alongside the verdict in this town, and it is our responsibility to protect everybody that we can. That's not what happened, though. You all decided to go and inspect ruins and essentially kick a hornet's nest underneath our town before we leave for minimum a month, maybe, for Muirwood. And so all the plans that we had have to be pushed aside so that we can resolve this immediate issue before we leave town, because we can't leave knowing that this threat is unresolved.
We couldn't leave
Exactly.
with this threat being unknown or no one capable of handling it.
Yeah.
The kobolds weren't something that we were...
Boil.
They've been
You
there
don't
the
leave.
whole time.
Yeah, you called
You
it a
don't leave a
hornet's nest, but
boil.
we're not... Thank you.
Unlanced.
Talked about a hornet's nest. We
You-
knew there was an infestation. We knew it could hurt the town.
You
couldn't
did not know
violate-
what was down there. None of us knew what was down
That's
there.
why
We knew
we
something
went to
was.
We
We
went
were
to go
honestly
investigate.
just scouting. When we encountered our first sight of something problematic, we retreated. And had done so with the utmost of stealth. The fact that went around us and then... It's not that we went in there and started attacking their home. We went in there to look, and that's it. And the moment we saw anything, we left.
It doesn't matter the reason that you went in there. You were invaders in their home.
Hey, you do not get to blame us for what happened.
I am
I
not.
do agree
Busy
that
with your
we did
own
not.
projects when we decided to go down there.
I do agree that we should have told the town guard, and perhaps the verdicts. More,
I agree with that
as we knew
too.
there was something that. And I do think, in retrospect, we should have brought someone else that was not just Yev staying behind. I think the silence so far had lulled me a good amount.
Agreed.
But I don't think that it was a good idea to leave it alone for so long.
I agree,
Yeah.
Shlotty. I think that there are some good points here, but Wes, you don't get to be mad at us. You weren't down there even at first. You don't get to be mad when you were sitting in
The
your
moment,
You're-
Peach, the moment that the town bell started ringing, I came running out, stopping everything in my tracks on the projects that I've been working on for 20 days. Everything came to a halt to make sure that everyone in the town, that all of you were okay. When Yev described to me that you were all underground being attacked, I immediately ran to come and help you. You do not get to tell me that I don't get to be angry at the stupid decisions that you all made to put yourselves in danger's way. I am angry because I care about all of you. I am upset because people died because none of you thought to give some kind of warning. The world has suffered a paradigm shift. Everything that we thought we used to know no longer makes any sense. We don't get to operate on the rules that we once did. We have to take every precaution every time we do anything. We make one mistake, and anyone at any moment can die. We are the strong ones. We are the protectors of this town, and it is our responsibility to make sure that nobody else has to suffer. You went down there with good intentions. Of course you did. I'm not saying that you didn't. I'm saying, though, that you either should have discussed that plan with Fifth Adrian or any other townspeople beforehand. Either to come up with an alternative plan or to delay the inspection until such a time when more people were able to help you. Because now we have four people dead that didn't need to. We have more people injured that didn't need to be hurt. We now have to resolve a situation before we can leave this town, rather than being able to have left at the time that we needed to go to Mirwood, to go to the tower for any weapons or any backup that we can find.
I don't understand what the push is. Yeah, for that
none
tower.
of us, none of the people who have died needed to die. You cannot say this now after our town has been decimated.
Yeah.
There's no
I mean-
reason for all of this. We're just trying to do what we can and putting ourselves in danger's way without dragging others into it if we can. And obviously we failed in that to a good degree, where these four men whose names we do not remember paid for that price. And I don't disagree with that.
We can't go blaming each other either, Ez. You don't see me blaming the folks who, watched my mom die.
There is
You don't see
a
me
stark,
saying,
there's a stark difference between when the jellies attacked and us going into the ruins. At the time of the jellies attacking, none of us were prepared. None of us had any strength. It was something that we never could have anticipated. Going into the ruins was something that you planned and you executed on. There is a difference between these two scenarios.
There is, and the difference is that we are stronger now, and we had a better hope of being able to take out whatever it is down there so that we can make the town safer. That is the entire reason we went. It was not a child's lark that we went there.
exactly. Look, we
We
should have
always
told
knew
them.
we always knew that there was something else down in the ruins. We knew that. But we were never ready to go down and inspect it.
Well, what are the rest of us?
It was always on the list to get to at some point, but it was never an immediate priority. Something else always came ahead, going and checking on Aria's people, going and finding that abomination on the coastline, closing these portals, stopping the Great Aranakis. All these things keep coming up, and all these things keep taking priority. And all in that time, no immediate threat has come from the ruins. I'm not saying that there was no threat ever. I am saying that our chances of being able to leave the town were greater at the time of us not having investigated the ruins than they are now.
I deeply disagree with that, to be fair. We would have left with an unknown. We would have never known, and we would have come back to no town at all.
And Ez, what are the rest of us supposed to do while you've got to make the device so that we can deal with the creature in the sea, and we've got to wait on people's shields and armor and a million things. Like, some of us, am I supposed to waste away these days, these weeks, when I could be doing something useful, just making Hakeem for people and trying to make food stretch for more and more people who are refugees? Like, what? We just can do nothing? This was something that we at least could do. We could go and we could look and we could check, and I'm sick of doing nothing.
It is true. It is worth having scouting missions. It is worth checking the perimeter of the town. We just checked down. This was in all intention, though it went sideways. It was truly just to see what we were up against, see if there was anything to worry about, to look and then possibly collapse the area so that we wouldn't have to worry about anything in the future. But just because no threat had happened in the time, it didn't mean that once we left, this threat didn't exist ever at all. It was worth looking.
And your whole list of priorities, Esmond, we can't do half those things without you. And you're one person. I know that you're going to get to it all, but you're one person. We can't just do nothing. And I don't blame you for anything either. I just don't think you should blame us either for trying to do something.
I'm not blaming you. I would never blame any of you.
It feels pretty terrible to be a bit helpless, right? To not be able to help, to not be able to take action immediately and fix everything. But I don't think that we can fix everything, but I couldn't stay in town or plan to go to the sea without checking this thing that had been the start of all of it. It didn't seem wrong to look. We hadn't gone much deeper than where we'd been before. We had seen nothing. And the moment we saw the first living creature, we backed away. We didn't even get close to the creature. We were invisible to the creature. And we saw it and we backed away. That we were seen while we did a minor, truly a careful investigation of the area. Hindsight is 2020. We honestly were going to retreat at the first sign of anything, and did retreat at the first sign of something. I know that it didn't turn out the way any of us had anticipated, and the loss of life is grim, but I feel that the world we are in isn't going to wait for us to come back to town after we visit the sea, and isn't going to wait for us after we get back from the temple. This wasn't something that was going to wait for us. At least we needed to know. And we went in with good people. We had someone keeping watch and with instruction to return to town at the first sign of danger. We really did, for all of our strategical expertise, attempt to make the safest and simplest exploration of a potential threat that... Oh, Ava?
Well, why don't we just, break it down like a lesson? Like, I mean, we were taught, like, what did we do that we need to do different? And then we'll do that next time.
Casey kind of points at Araya as he says, I don't know what 2020 means, but Ez is right. We lost 4 townspeople today because we weren't strong enough. We can definitely do better.
No. Oh, that is not the takeaway I want you to have.
We mean to do better. I've spoke with the kobolds. I'm going to parlay with this priest. Get him out from under our town.
Yeah, you know what? I agree with Casey. I'll be there along with you. Consider me ambassador.
Right, did you hear that bit? Because we captured 2 kobolds and are planning to go take one back to send a message to speak with the big one. I personally think this is not going to end well, but...
Nah, they think Casey's some kind of god. It'll be
No,
great.
he didn't tell us that. He didn't tell us that.
You could tell by the way they were looking at me.
Yeah.
Wait.
Peach
wait.
could read the body language well enough.
Are you
You see the
saying
worship in their eyes.
that you went down there, you invading their territory, fought back, fought you to the surface, they killed some of our people, we killed some of theirs, and then you took hostages and you expect to just go down there and them to be like, oh, what a misunderstanding, everything's fine. Are you guys out of your damn... Do I need to leave my forge more often?
No,
We
but
killed
we
one.
They
went
didn't.
to someone's front door
And did we
and
take
turned
hostages?
around. We found a home and we left.
Yeah.
They went across the road before the ones who attacked the town, I don't know if they ever saw us. They saw the rope across and came out.
Yeah, unprovoked.
Yeah, we were not going in guns blazing. Oh god,
I think
I'm trying
we
to
need
think of like
bodies for the sacrifice.
non-anachronistic.
Swords
Crossbows
a-swinging.
firing, losing.
Shields a ramming.
Albert's a poking.
Okay, so
We
what are the
went
options of just
peacefully.
sealing off the entire territory and just calling this a wash?
I
That-
wish.
Wouldn't
I
that
do.
be... I mean, that is actually what we talked about as we...
Oh, wow.
But it's a civilization of some kind. Shouldn't we try diplomacy, even if it's Casey being a diplomat?
They did also say that there were many entrances to the surface world. So
What she
Who-
said.
So just get one of the one closest to town.
We mean to make our town safe. The ground beneath our feet, the waters at our shore. All these things that we're doing is to make our town safe. We're not going to
What is
back
it-
down from that.
What does any of this matter if our entire planet is knocked out of line anyways and we're all gonna die because the plants
Well,
won't grow
no.
anymore and we're gonna starve
then
to
we
death?
might as well just kill ourselves now.
Yeah, I don't
What
care
point
about
is any of
saving the
it?
planet if there's not going to be a Shep's End to come back to.
Tibeth, they're worshipping a god. If we could find a way to appeal to any god, don't you think that is the sort of power it would take to put our planet back to rights?
Wait.
Yes, though. Yes, we need powers beyond our own.
No, just
They're- I want to talk to their priests. Their priests might be
let's just stop. Let's just stop for a second. that is a lot more additional information to take in all of a sudden.
No, but it's so exciting to
That's-
just think.
that's
Seth
all
and I were
Aurea.
talking
That's-
about.
That's just Aurea.
but
I don't
I
have
do
anything to do with
think
this.
This is a good idea, though.
Well,
This
Aurea
priest,
and
is
Casey.
worthless.
Okay.
He hides behind a title. Doesn't even own his own name. No, we'll run them out from underneath
They
her.
may not culturally have
One
names.
way or
We
the
should
other.
be a bit more sensitive about this.
Okay. To try and reiterate my point, our strength comes from our powers.
And
Yes.
beliefs.
But our strength also comes from our ability to adapt and be smart.
We were.
No, you
Yes.
weren't.
Yes, we were, but we have things to work on. Like
You didn't
said,
warn the
it's a
townspeople.
lesson.
That is what
Jeff
I'm
did.
saying.
And we've learned that. Next time we will. God damn, Esmond.
The Verdict
Peach,
doesn't know what
shut up
plan.
and listen, Peach.
And I think he is coming with us to the parley, the attempted parley.
Yes, I will be coming to this parlay that O is leading.
Yes. With
I-
the priest.
I would like to see these kobolds before we go, but before we do anything, we are going to be smart about this. We need to spread the word. We need to let the verdict know. We need to
knows.
have people. We need to have scouts along the walls within 30 to 60 feet of one another, all along the walls, to keep an eye out for anything. And we also need to make sure that people are ready to evacuate should an emergency arise. Yes?
But don't you think all of these things are in place? We had guards on the walls. We have an alarm system in town. Everyone has survived this and much worse.
I think he's just saying to make
This
sure
time
that
it's higher. Oh,
We need people we need people ready to run if things turn sour. If these things do have tunnels all throughout the town and they can just pop up anywhere, it's not going to
No,
matter
the
if we have
sur-
scouts on the walls.
they didn't necessarily say the town. They said the surface, which could mean any number of things. We did have the scent of the ocean off along one of the tunnels, so perhaps that is one way that they manage.
Sure, but following the chain of logic that you all have used up till now, what are the odds that they also don't have tunnels directly under the town?
Well, under the town and into the town are two very separate things. I think more likely that they've got tunnels into the dwarven ruins.
My point being, we need to make sure that people are ready to evacuate. That's all.
Evacuate
Evacuate where?
Esmond?
maybe just ready to fight.
Which just we will tell them our intention. Honestly, taking a look, like it would be foraging for mushrooms in the forest. Do we warn every single I'm gonna go into the forest and there might be monsters. It seems that any excursion warrants the highest level of alertness.
No, I think that's going too far.
Wait. Hold on. We need to back up a little bit. I have a question. Where are the prisoners right now? What kind of condition are they in? Are they like
They're
being
okay.
Are they?
Wait,
We're
who is
fine.
watching over the prisoners?
forget who we
Salinger
left.
and it's Salinger and what's her
Poppy
face?
was helping keep
Poppy,
watch.
yeah,
We also
exactly.
had the rotation of guards
Okay.
keeping watch over
Okay.
them.
So what if Casey just tells them that it was a total misunderstanding, that we only went down there just to because we found these cool looking
Well-
caves and we found them by accident and we didn't mean for anybody to get hurt. And
I don't
and
think
just-
that's
they
what
killed
Seth
our
is
mayor.
really upset about, to be
This
fair.
is not time to show weakness.
I don't think that their
Agreed.
culture
They attacked
respects
us.
that.
30 to 50 other people.
But okay, but like we live above them, they live below. We need to smooth this out and yes, prepare our people to run if we need to. But like, Why are we holding prisoners? This seems like a bad
Well, we
idea.
didn't want to kill them all. We wanted to question some of them so that we could better
Yeah, it was-
understand.
And then the
that
second
makes
one,
us the bad guys. Think if they had kept some of our people, we would be so pissed. We would be preparing to take them back and hurt them more. So that's
Did
probably
they-
what they're doing.
rather
other
that they
option
kept
was-
our people than sacrifice them to their gods.
The
That's
other option
true.
was Shalati crush them together until they're both dead.
We needed to question them to understand exactly why
Yeah,
they
they're
had
not-
come to attack when we hadn't.
Don't consider them prisoners so much as consider them survivors. They are the lucky few.
This is true.
I am with Ez. You guys, if you had to go down there, you should have just snuck out without engaging.
We did! Okay,
We
so how
tried
does that
to.
even make sense? I was invisible. Invisible to nothing. No one could see me or Shalati. We were absolutely invisible. We weren't harming a soul when we went in. We saw someone and we left. That was the extent of our excursion. That we were attacked on our way out is kind of alarming, to be fair. We were
I mean,
in
you did
ruins
invade
that
their
weren't
house.
It wasn't their house.
You
We
don't know
were in-
that. How did you know? It's kind of like
didn't.
if somebody
Do
was
you
in front of the
think
temple
this
that
is
Dwarven
seemed
ruin?
abandoned,
I
and
don't
We
you
were
did
this is a
exploring
tit
without
for
doing
tat.
nothing.
Yev
This
says,
isn't.
one thing is becoming very clear from your conversation is you need help. You need some more hands, and Shalati has been teaching me how to run sometimes and to wear armor and to I've been swinging a wood.
Yev?
You did well, but you are injured right now.
Beth can make you some chainmail.
Yeah.
But also, you were incredibly helpful by being the watch for the town.
No, I think he's proven great responsibility. Once you've healed up and all, I think that you can be official captain of the town guard. You could always look out for the town while we're off on our excursions.
Sounds very official.
Yeah.
What if
A little bit of
for-
authority. We can make you a badge.
Peach
Peach
doesn't
notices
speak for all of
Shalati
us.
doing the motions that Pris is doing. A cape? Oh, maybe even a weapon.
Hey, Peach, didn't
What?
you say there was going to be food? Some more,
Oh,
some vegetable rations.
Oh, there's more muffins. Wait, let me get some more. And he runs off in the back.
That's
He's 15. He doesn't need responsibility over other people. Peach.
None of
Hey,
us
we're talking
do.
15, right? Salinger said he was 15. We're all developing at different rates. He's grown enough
That's
to try to
weird
pull
too.
both.
Sal did say that he is theoretically less mature than the rest of us based on the length of childhood for his people.
This is also very weird and new news to me.
That's not.
I plan to tease him about this for years.
No, don't.
Oh, I already did. I already did.
Salinger
Freya.
was spouting eloquent diatribes by the age of 5. You can't use him as a
Well,
metric.
repeating chants that they teach us isn't really advanced.
Okay,
No, that-
okay. We're all getting very off topic. Let's okay.
Kibeth,
Salinger's a
no,
late
Kibeth,
bloomer, and he's going to
I
be a
think-
wonderful mighty oak.
Kibeth, I think that the god
There
that
we
they
go. Yes.
serve underneath you might actually be related to your own forge. Let me tell you about their god, and then you can tell me if anything sort of rings true.
Let's pause that just a second.
No, but it's important.
I understand that. But let's split let's split down the middle, okay? I would like to go and speak with the surviving kobolds, and you
You're gonna
need
need
to
a translator with.
No, he doesn't. He speaks primordial.
Is that what they were speaking? Can you give us like
Kind of
a crash
bit
course?
of it.
Like,
Crash course.
yeah, like how are you?
You know, like when you drive a cart
Hi.
around and then you accidentally crash it into things.
What?
Yeah, I
No.
can add a language.
I'm not gonna add this language. I just want to be
As-
able to say hey.
As
And
Chris tells us what
cheers.
the plan is.
Casey puffs up and kind of says in this rumbling tone that echoes through the tavern. It sounds like a volcano erupting.
Hamburger!
I mean, you're gonna have to.
did I-
Vocal cords a bit more than that.
No, but do you have to be a man to make those noises? Is this
you
like a-
hear
No.
you hear a lighter tone. The sound of what it sounds like wind winding through dead branches in winter. Kind of lightly brush through everyone's ears.
You should try to speak to my forge.
The same noises happen from Peach, but it doesn't make any sense. She's just copying Esmond almost perfectly.
That's
Peach,
not-
you're doing it. Peach, you're secondary.
No,
Third
I'm just
tertiary-
copying Ez. I don't know what I'm saying.
No, you'll never find the restroom using those noises.
Okay,
Teach us.
let's do this. Let's split up. Okay,
What?
let's to kind of cover everything that we need to do. You want to give Kibeth a run about everything that was found down in the ruins. That's fine. People need to go and help the town prep for an evacuation or fighting, and let Vithedrian know what we're getting prepared to do. I would like to go and speak with these kobolds. So let's just split into 2 or 3 different groups. And yes, Kibeth.
Wait. So if they worship a forge god, and I know that my forge is not as impressive as a magma forge, but I did hear it talk to me once. And what if you bring the kobolds to the forge and see if maybe the forge will talk to them?
Do you want the kobolds to influence your forge against you?
Well, no, but like if they see that we also have a forge and we respect the forge in the same way that they respect the forge, then maybe it'll be common grounds for us to find peace over.
I do
Let me-
think that approaching them culturally from this religious angle is a very valid way to engender some greater diplomacy between our peoples.
Kebeth puts a hand on Arya's shoulder. Listen, after we split up, you can tell me all about this. But let's finish. I'm behind you on this plan, as I'm just throwing this potential idea in addition to you talking to them. But like, let them know they were also cool with the forge.
They're also very impressed by Casey. You should have seen them looking at him.
They should see my hammer.
It felt hungry, but like a little bit turned on.
Out of character, Chris, did the kobolds attack like everyone in town, like the unarmed people and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys, feels like you're being weird about talking to them. Like they attacked everybody, whether they were armed or not, for like no reason. And I think Casey called us meat, like they wanted to eat us.
I mean, Ava, were the puddings armed? No. But
if they're resource starved, we could start with trade.
I guess, Kibeth, I wouldn't want to try to negotiate with the puddings either. That doesn't seem like a good strategy.
Don't talk.
It's either negotiate or wipe them out. What do you want us to do, Ava? Genocide or negotiation?
I think that Casey's idea was the right one.
Yeah,
which
let's
is-
go with it. Casey's bright.
Yeah. Let's go down there and tell them.
Do you hear what you're saying? You just said
He's gonna
Casey's
write
right.
that in a book.
No,
You
I said
never say these
Casey
things.
is bright, as in super intelligent, and
don't-
also quite
Don't
literally.
add to his ego. It just doesn't. Oh God.
I know he's
DM.
been right 9 times out of 10.
Yev
He
comes
does
out of the back
cast
with
a
a
bright light.
big tray of savory and sweet breakfast muffins and different types of bread and starts putting them on the table.
Araya.
GM, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you clarified for the session last, but is the cult of the World Forge, well, firstly, is it known more as a cult or as a religion? And then secondly,
Religion.
is it well known?
That's
Is it common
that's
knowledge?
array information you would have to get from it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to talk to me about religion.
Oh, God.
What?
No.
I'm not trying to convert you to Forge or Maiden religion. Do I come across as proselytization?
I sent
Out of character. That was not in character.
some information to Salinger. I'm gonna send the same information to Kibeth because you guys like similar kind of like story vibes and books and stuff like that. Just because I realized I hadn't really given you anything. And I'll just do that while you guys are talking.
Thank you. I literally know nothing. What is happening?
I know so much. So excited.
This is not an immediate, like, you have, like, I'm saying it to you.
So let's split up. I would like to ask these kobolds some additional questions before we do anything. But it's either we find a peaceful resolution or we we go to war with the culture living underneath our town.
And now, as
Peaceful or dynamite? I don't think war.
did you need us to talk to our dad about that first? We need to give Ethedrine a heads up, or is it okay
already
that we
asked
just
that.
check with you?
The Tedrin already knows.
I know, Shalani, I'm just being mean.
Yeah, at that, Esmond actually packs up his stuff and he's going to go find the 2 kobolds.
Casey kind of is moving after him. He says, "No, when you talk to them, they think I'm the king of this area, so we have to."
Can I overhear that, please?
You can roll for it.
Yes, I guess I want to roll.
I too would like to roll. Unless
I
you were
just
saying
want
that
to
in
know that.
Primordial.
I just want to know that.
So, what you guys do? Kabeth, these might be like stories and poems and songs that Salinger and Kabeth geek out.
God, so many 14s. What the fudge?
Chris, please say the DC's 15.
Please say the DC's 10.
Sorry, what are you guys rolling about?
I just want to hear him say he's the king. I just want to hear it.
They think that he's the king
the
of up
area.
here.
Yeah.
He didn't relay that information to us, but I want to tease him about it.
As was
Very
leaving
much.
the shop, Casey followed after him and was filling him in on things that he needs to know before he talks to the kobold.
It was your first sentence, so you might have said it at the door.
As he's moving out the door, he says this.
Roll deception, Casey.
Deception?
Sure.
That's my best thing.
I feel like would Casey be saying this in Primordial, or would he be saying this in Common? Because if he's saying it in Common, he wants us all, the rest of us, to hear.
Ooh,
He would
nice.
probably say it. He would probably say it in common.
Ooh,
Then
let's
he
see.
wants us to
He's
hear.
That's
saying
the
in
dice
common.
roll decides.
Ooh,
Dang it!
I heard.
But whether
My
or
passive
not you
perception is 19.
share. So bummed.
Well, there we go. Ava heard a little bit.
Ava, tell us. Or just be like confused. Dang it. I want to tease him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think yeah, I'll tell you.
What are you saying? Sorry, and I was sending information to Kabeth. So what happened? Did Casey and Esmond, like, did they go off, like
Yeah.
out the door and they're talking?
Yeah, they're
and
chatting as they
you
leave
kinda
out the
hear
door.
them, yeah. Okay, and so Ava,
Yeah,
sure, you overheard
Peach made a comment, and then Esmond packed his stuff and left, and Casey followed behind him.
them. Okay, sounds good.
As they head out the door and after they've left, Ava will say very lightly, I think Casey just said they think he's the king of this area.
You're the one
think
who's
Shalati-
wearing a crown.
It's a tiara.
I think
And it
Shalati actually
looks-
would have gotten up after maybe it's the sound of her moving her chair back covered the sound of what Casey was saying. But she's going to follow them to the questioning.
Yeah, Ava's gonna follow after Shalati.
Oh, you're gonna go. Oh.
I mean, we
As she stops at the door when you say that. What am I missing?
I don't want to be the only one to go talk to the
I'll go with
townspeople.
you. And Kabeth, do you want to come with us? Or
I have to actually tell Kabeth some. I have a book. Hold on. She runs to her room.
If you all are going to study, I'm going with Ava.
I mean, I do have a lot to catch up on. I've been working really hard, so I don't really know what's been going on. But do you have more of the breakfast muffins? Pass them down.
You hear heavy footsteps up, like up the stairs. Book, sweat.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It's
I mean,
this.
no, I mean, we can talk to the townspeople, but I do want to know what's going on, and I really want to hear about this thing. I mean, I've got
I'll
some
tell you.
I mean, I've heard some of the stories about stuff, with Salinger, but it's just I don't know what's myth and what's real.
Yeah, she's
mean,
gonna
I-
follow after Shalai.
So to make sure that I understand what's going on here, Esmond, Casey, Shalati, Ava, and Peach have
Each
all
I've left a couple
departed,
nights
and they're on the way to Kobolds. Is that correct? That leaves Araya and Beth alone with secret knowledge.
And I guess we're going to talk to the townspeople to
Well,
prepare
yeah.
them, since everybody else apparently went off to talk to the kobolds, which
No
seems like
one
a terrible
wants to
idea.
talk to the townspeople.
It's not that
It's
we
more
don't want
like-
to talk to the townspeople, that I didn't necessarily want to talk religion.
I think it's more that it's not that Charlotte wanted to talk to the kobolds, it's that she didn't necessarily. I mean, Esmond's small and frail, and Casey is not always reliable. So she was like, there has got to be one person reliable there.
So this is the way we divided. Yes, Chris, you have it correct. Apparently, Araya and I are going to sit and talk for a little while, and then we'll go warn the townspeople while everybody else is going off to do a terrible idea.
So,
Well,
Araya.
to be clear, Kabeth, we're talking to the two kobold captives.
Yeah.
No, I stand with my statement. Yes.
Cool. So they're on the way down. Araya comes running back down from her room with books, tomes, an arm full of books.
Okay, so there's a brief mention that shows the symbol that we found all throughout the ruins. Now, these ruins weren't just ruins. It was a dwarven city that was turned upside down. Here, I'll show you my sketching diagrams. Legit, upside down city. Now, Sal was saying something about how something terrible happened, and then things were like, bleh. No, but so this symbol is related to a god of the craftsman. No, but, and this is why I think it's actually really important to you, because this symbol, it's this wreathed frame and like a fire, and this cult, they sacrifice their bravest warriors to the fire to then forge weapons or armor, and it protects the village from evil. And I was thinking that possibly, well, you know how you've hurt yourself at your forge, that you've become like a symbolic sacrifice to your own fire, and no, but I mean, no, but then possibly your forge, and then this forge, or the closeness that living
Wait. I mean, Araya. So yeah. I mean, no. Like when I do my magic stuff, I stop and I think about the flame, and I think about what like forging means to me and how important it is, and yeah, when I get hurt and I want to heal things, I use like I think about like the heat of the forge rising up, but not hurting, but healing and bringing healing warmth. But wait. And she looks around and realizes she didn't bring her hammer with her, and she's like, hold on, I'll be right back. And
Wait,
she
no,
whooshed out the door. She whooshed out the door, and
she's like grabbing her books and like running back. No, we need to talk to your forge. I think we're into something.
Moments later, she rejoins me at the forge. Kabeth is
Full
like
nerd mode.
meets her in the street, holding her hammer, realizes that she was coming towards the forge. She's like, oh, yeah, okay.
I run into you.
We go to the
Don't
forge.
stop fast enough.
And on the way, Kabeth's like, okay. And she points to this symbol on her hammer. And she's like, okay, so this right here, I don't know. When I was making it, I was just decorating it with things that came to my mind, and I don't know. But somehow, when I get big, this is sorry, wait, no, that one's not on her hammer. The other, it's been so long since I played, I don't remember what my other power is.
I give you a second. I'm just I'm into this.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this one, when I'm holding this is part of what makes it has to be on my person, but I this is what makes me big. I don't know. It just kind of
May I?
Yeah. She holds it to you, and then she points into the corner of the workshop where her armor is. It's not on her. She's like, and that one does other things that I haven't really gotten to use it yet. Well, it actually. It helps me see far when it's dark now. I don't know. It's like It's like, you know, when the fire glows and you can see to the corners of the room, and
Yes.
it's kind of like that.
Now, I'm so simultaneously curious and worried about the concept of sacrifice with this particular being. And
Wait, so you said that the kobolds were sacrificing people
so
to...
our largest concern is we came across an obelisk dedicated to this god, and next to it was a pit of bodies. I have been looking up gods quite a bit, so I recognized at least this. There's sacrifices necessary, that they believe that these sacrifices protect them from evil, that to this god it can imbue the weapons that they make. You know, the large weapon that we found that Shalati is using, the one that we had found in the caves a long time ago. It seemed very similar, but we came across the location where sacrifices would be made and some bodies. There were a variety of things in the pit that were bodies, but we hadn't seen anyone. And then just around the corner from that was the forge with the magma and the large... yeah, so
Well,
that's
here's
why we
hoping
left.
that they're wrong about the whole sacrifice thing, and they've just been doing that, and it's not necessary.
Well,
She
but
kind of
no,
like
as far
side
as
eyes her
this-
forge.
But sometimes, so it's not necessarily evil sacrifice. Don't you think that we've all put ourselves willingly forward to sacrifice ourselves for the safety of the town? It was definitely a risk that we've all taken. I do think that some people, when faced with something beyond their grasp, that they might sacrifice themselves for the good of the others. It's possible that they've got willing sacrifices that allow these people to be imbued. I don't think that we should really rush to judge this god as and the nature of the sacrifices until maybe we speak with them a bit more. But they do seem to be a culture focused on taking what they with strength, taking with... I'm not saying that you and they and your fire and their fire are the same, but I did want you to know. And can we sit with your forge just and talk to it?
Kebeth pulls up 2 chairs, real close to the cozy fire. It's not too high right now. Kebeth hasn't been working, so it's kind of died down. So it's like comfortable to be close to it. It's pleasantly warm.
Do any of the symbols on Kebeth's stuff resemble like a circle wreathed in flame, or a triangle with a sword at the center, or like a half circle? Like any of these things that are distinctly associated with this particular god?
Chris, I'm going to let you answer that.
No, well, that's up to you. You like designed those, created those yourself.
I mean, we haven't really... There's no backstory for the source of Kebeth's magic, so it could be anything. It's literally just a thing that came to her mind and she drew it. So any resemblance is going to be in the mind of the DM here.
What if you were
Has Kebeth been
inspired by
unknowingly
Christmas?
worshipping a god that demands sacrifice?
Well, no, so if she stares into the center of the fire of the forge, it's possible that you found inspiration, that the fire did find a way to speak to you in your deepest center soul.
I mean, I thought it was just because I resolved to take up the work of my parents and make them proud, and I thought that, you know, by doing this, that, like, I don't know, the magic of my family just came forth and gave me the abilities to do stuff. I could be completely unrelated, and I don't know, I've been kind of tired. Therefore, I could have just dreamt. I was asleep, but I thought I heard the forge talk, and maybe I ate something weird that night. I don't know.
Can I do something weird? You won't judge me if I just try?
No. She gestures.
I promise that I mean this with the utmost respect to the entity that is in this forge, but I think that possibly we might offer it something?
Like a biscuit?
Well, I was thinking blood. Don't judge me.
Well,
I'll heal myself afterwards. I promise.
That's pretty.
No, it's just a small amount. I promise.
intense.
Just a little. So she's gonna cut a finger and like offer some.
Wait, like cut a finger, or just like
Oh,
prick a
if
finger?
you know, like cut. I'm going to cut my hands in a way that is not harmful to the ability of me performing any normal actions.
I mean,
Yeah.
Aria, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying this is very surprising.
I did warn you.
No, it's fine. And listen, this can stay between us. We don't have to tell anybody about this unless it brings results, and then maybe we should.
And
be
then we
concerned.
tell everyone that I was right.
Okay.
So, to the being that lies within Kabeth's forge, I offer you this sacrifice of my life's energy. We only wish to speak to you and hope that it is well received. And she cuts herself and splashes the blood into the deepest fires of the forge that she can.
Blood sizzles and smoke rises. Kabeth, please roll a charisma ability check.
If you like a...
That's a 21.
See the smoke curling upward. You hear Rhea talking, but the sound of her voice seems to get far away. Sounds of the town, people going about their days. You can almost, like foot pumping with the bellows, almost hear the fire. Just for a moment, begin to breathe. Smoke curls upward and the blood boils and chars on the coals. And then can begin to return back to normal.
Do we need more? I think...
Yeah, we should try more. We should definitely try more. Yeah.
Okay, and I'll heal us afterwards so that we'll be just fine, okay? She, cuts deeper. You can use my knife if you want. I know that you're good with a hammer, though, but I think that would be kind of a blunt instrument.
She pulls her own knife out of her pocket. It's fine. I'll use my knife, and you can use your knife, and it's fine. Yeah. Here, she holds her hand out, and the knife. You do mine. Her hand's trembling just a little. She's like, you do it.
Happily. And I'll heal you right after, I promise. I would never...
No, that's fine. I can heal myself, too.
I know, but I need you to know that I would never intentionally hurt you in a way that was actually intended to hurt you. I know.
She places a hand on Araya's hand for a second. She's like, wait, before you do this, just I need you to promise me something. And she looks her dead in the eyes. And you have to swear. You swear upon the maiden.
I swear upon the maiden.
Okay. We never tell Ez what we're doing, ever. He will not like this.
Well, I don't think that we should evaluate the things that we do in our time about whether or not Ez approves or not. I don't think Ez actually understands faith. And it's okay that he doesn't. I won't tell him.
I just don't think that I don't want to hear the lectures, really, but it is.
I did get my fill today, didn't you?
Yeah,
and you weren't even involved.
No, I didn't have to be uncomfortable with being. I was in the room. That was enough. I don't want to be on the receiving end of that. So that's why I'm saying we don't. If something happens of this, we come up with a different way that we came about finding this answer.
I can find a very plausible way that we speak to your God. I promise.
Okay.
I promise you that I will not share anything that you're not comfortable with sharing with someone else.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Let's commune with your forge. Just like, right, like before she can hesitate or anything, just like...
So you slice Kabeth's hand with the knife,
Mhm.
and Kabeth blood begins to pool on your palm.
She lets it drip over the center of the forge.
Blood drips. The flames hisses, smoke curls. And you see the flames begin to change from deep orange and white into red. Smoke curls upward through the interior of the forge, up through the vent in the ceiling. The sanguine hue of the flames spread throughout the entirety of the forge as fire. The flames seem to rise. You can feel, it must just be the breeze of the day coming in through the open layout of the forge, but you can almost feel the air around you breathing in and out toward the flames and away. The scar on your hand begins to glow, gold embers.
Well, that was unexpected.
I think we're doing it right.
Okay, but what if it wants more? What? I'm not prepared to feed my fire blood all the time in large quantities. That seems like a slippery slope, honestly, and one I'm not prepared to go down.
But we do have the bodies of some kobolds.
No. If this is the same entity, what's it doing in my forge? This has been a very happy, peaceful place for a very long time.
I think this is an energy that's offering its help to you. I think that it has been offering its help to you. I think that talking with it isn't a harmful thing. You can ask if it's connected to the forge.
Okay, but Aurea, at what cost?
This is the cost. This is it.
It's connected to my house. If we don't feed it enough, or often enough, or if it gets upset, what if it does things? I sleep right over there.
But you have...
My siblings sleep right over there. What if it burns down my house while I'm sleeping?
How could it... The forge burns hotter than any other thing in town, and it has never once burned down your house.
Yeah. But maybe it's been kind of like half sleeping because it hasn't been fed in a really long time. You know, like when you're just kind of weak from hunger, and if we stimulate the hunger, then it wakes up and gets more powerful, and then it gets angry because we stop feeding it. Sacrifices of blood and other things. It's just I don't.
No, you're in tune to your own forge and your, the light within you far more than I could ever be. If it's telling you that you should stop, then we should absolutely listen. I was just hoping that we could talk to it.
Yeah. Hang on. I gotta think about this. And Chris, I want to use Divine Sense on the fire.
Can I imbue her with any like blessing or guidance that might help?
They're called curses.
No.
Jess, you were so convincing. Like, I'm starting to get converted. Kate, Blair.
Shh. Kabeth is thinking.
What does
Kabeth
do when you're using this ability? What's it look like?
Kabeth closes her eyes and kind of reaches her hands out, and she's She kind of looks like someone who's come in on a winter day and is warming herself by the fire, like her hands out reach. She's taking in the warmth and seeing and just letting the fire soak into her almost, the warmth of it.
You watch as Kabeth closes her eyes and focuses palms towards the fire, blood dripping from the wound onto the ground. You can feel the heat against her palms, familiar to you. You're in the space, so often working so close to the flames. Once long ago, these flames had been your enemy, thing to fear, thing that stung. In the recent months, for you, it's become a tool to help the people that you care about. You find yourself drifting deeper into that feeling, reaching out, something there. There's sensation, a presence like when you know that you're in a place with other people, even if you can't see them, you're just not alone. An array you see as the blood on Kabeth's palm ignites into flames, curling upward as her hands. The flames don't burn.
Kabeth's eyes pop open, and she sees the flames on her hand. She's like, "Huh. Well, there's something there, for sure."
Did it scare you, or did it seem familiar, like it's been here the whole time, or is it something you recognize?
Definitely familiar. Kind of like an old friend.
Oh.
But she kind of looks down at her hand. She's like, "There's definitely some kind of connection with my blood here."
And Kabeth, just in the way that you were so reluctant to learn, but you learn that the properties of metal and the way they interact with the flames and the air, the coals themselves, the ingredients, the steps, the process necessary to turn just a part of the world into something you can use. Something about this magic is no different.
Array, you see Kabeth's hands start to glow, like metal being heated up. And the cut on her hand, the flame dies down and it knits itself closed. Like two pieces of metal being welded together, and then suddenly the scar is gone.
I didn't know. I didn't know that you could heal.
Yeah, it happened not too long ago.
I love this for you.
It's a natural part of working the forge, I guess. Injuries happen often, so this makes it less scary.
I'm glad.
Maria, I do want to talk more to this entity, but I am kind of scared by this whole thing. And well,
do you think that with this understanding of your own forge, that you could kind of help us interpret perhaps what the priest that the kobolds follow might be thinking for their forge? Honestly, understanding would be good.
I know we were supposed to split up to get stuff done and warn the villagers, but I do kind of want to see these. I haven't even seen these kobolds. I kind of want to see them. I don't think I speak their language, so I don't know if it'd be meaningful for me to be there and listen to the conversation, but
If
hate
they
being left
call
out.
you a priest, say yes.
What's the word for priest?
According to Esmond. I think I got that wrong. Don't ask me. I am not gifted with languages. You should talk to
I'll just
Casey and
stand
Esmond.
there and nod a lot, and hopefully I'll just nod at the right thing.
Thank you. I promise I won't tell anyone. I'm sorry that it scared you. I didn't want that to happen.
Sorry, that's a baby monitor beeping because I didn't plug it in.
Meanwhile. Oh, sorry. Did you not? Oh, I thought you had to go. There.
No, it was literally inches from me. No, Kaveth says, no, listen, it's all part of the adventure, and as long as we don't do too dumb of things that get us yelled at by Ez, I'm generally game for figuring stuff out, within reason, of course.
Yeah, no, knowledge is arming us for the future.
Yeah, especially if we don't have to crawl into any caves to check it out.
I like
But
caves, though.
do you?
No, I really
Really?
do. Yeah,
Why?
my whole life. Have you seen my room?
I suppose that's true. I don't know.
You can decorate them really nicely. It just takes time and a chisel.
I think it's because there's not a lot of room to run in them generally, so it's kind of very claustrophobic and a little
Yeah, you
uncomfortable.
run really fast into a wall, possibly a stalagmite.
Yeah, it's not fun. Yeah. Anyways, let's go. Let's go
yeah.
find everybody.
I'm gonna talk to some of the villagers, just a couple, some of the guard. I'll go let people know that we're up to no good.
Okay, and I'll join you. I mean, I'm faster than everybody else, so I'll pop up there and then I'll pop back.
But conversations can't be sped up just because you run by them very quickly. You're just gonna be like, there may be more couples.
This is true, but yeah, I'll be back before you know it.
Okay. I'll start talking to some of the town folk. I'll talk to the ones that like me the most first.
Thanks, Aurea. And she also turns to the forge and she says, "See you later, forge."
Aurea bows deeply at her waist to the forge and is, "Thank you so much for honoring us with your protection." And heals her own hand before leaving Kaveth's forge.
Zaraya leaves for just a moment there. Kaveth, you are there alone in the forge. Just before you're about to leave, and the presence lingers. Not something specific, just that sense of not being alone. And with Aurea's guidance, you have made your first connection with the flames, and your character gains resistance to fire.
One step closer to tiefling.
Hey
You
now,
already have the
it's
horns.
pretty sweet. I'll be right back.
Meanwhile, yeah, and then, oh jeez, that's not the right voice. Nope, can't do his voice. It's just not there. Yeah, you guys arrive at the. You arrive at the storehouse where the kobolds are being kept. You can see Salinger is leaned back. He's got a book in his hand.
Yeah, just before arriving at, as Casey is catching up to Ed. So they speak mostly Ignan. It's a little weird. There's kind of some Draconic mixed in there, but I think you'll be able to understand. And they, yeah, like I said, they recognize me as the king of up, as they put it. I'm meant to talk with their priest, and I think, judging how things went down in the caverns, then they'd be amenable to their leaving.
Are you saying this from Ignan? Because there's like 3 other people following you right now.
No, I think he would
Shalati
speak.
was not hiding herself, so.
No, yeah, he would. I think he would speak in common to Ez about all this. 'Cause he's not trying to hide any of these things. So yeah, he would
respond.
speak straight to him.
Yeah, you just respond back. I mean, worst case scenario, you translate for me. I just want to make sure that we cover all our bases before we walk into a negotiation that nobody really expected to be walking into today. And then he turns to you, and in Orin finishes his sentence. Your Highness.
Shalati leans over to Im and says, "Did I hear that right?" And Peach. They're probably in a little cluster.
Casey would respond back to Esmond and Ignan. I have no doubt this priest will recognize what needs to be done.
And as you guys come in through the doors, you hear Salinger. And then the wild man rose up on its hind legs, and as it stamped its hooves, they knew the prophecy was true. And all the land was blessed. For then and thereafter,
Chris gains an inspiration.
Beautiful.
And
Inspiration.
Closes the book, and you can see that Salinger's been reading like bedtime stories to the kobolds. Looks up as you guys come in. Oh, I'll let you take over.
Thanks for looking over him, Sal. Why don't you give yourself a break? How long have you even been reading this?
Oh, seems like not too long ago. All right, he stands up.
Oh no, Sal's leaving, but I want him to stay longer, Chris.
We only talk to Sal.
Can we just talk to you? Let's forget the kobolds for a second. I have a lot of stuff I want to catch up with.
I think I need
Sal.
a heart to heart.
Interrogate Salinger.
Yeah. So Esmond, I assume the kobolds are tied up and kept against a wall of the shed that they're in?
They're like against the pillars, that support it. Their glassy eyes open wide as you guys come in, and they fix onto Casey.
Turn to O. So which one's our bargaining chip?
Casey puffs up and kind of gets dark, and the wind blows his hair. His magma lines brighten up. He says in Ignan, kind of rumbling throughout the room, "You there?" And he nods to one of the kobolds. Says,
"It's the king of the up," says in Ignan. Ignan. Esmond, what languages do you speak?
Common, Goblin, and Primordial.
Okay, so the language they're speaking is close to Ignan, but it's not quite. You can kind of make out what they're saying, but it takes you a second each time to kind of translate. Did they say big high rock? You're not really, it takes you the trend. There's something lost in translation in what they're saying. It's not exactly Ignan.
Yeah, Casey continues in Ignan. And those of you that don't speak Ignan understand when he says Esmond Clockright. But he says, "This is Esmond Clockright. He wishes to speak with you. Pay attention."
Oh, I'll look at Esmond.
Esmond's just going to pick he'll pick the kobold on the right, whatever. Kneel down and in Orin, Primordial, speak to the kobold. Can you understand me? And everyone else here is just kind of a rush of wind on a breezy day.
Stare at you interested, but blankly.
Ismond primarily speaks Orin, but I would imagine can speak Ignan as well. I mean, primordial is kind of a weird thing. I
Yeah,
guess I should ask. Can I
you can speak
can I
Ignan.
speak?
The
Yeah, okay.
primordial languages are so closely related that you would have like an accent, but you could speak it.
In a rare scene, everybody in that room sees Esmond almost in a way imitating Casey. He puffs up his chest, and the natural breeze that he usually has around him, that is usually blowing his clothes and his hair around, intensifies, and there's a greater gust of wind around him, and he speaks in Ignan, and uh, like an erupting fire, almost everyone else hears. The kobold understands. Can you understand me?
And the kobold's going to perk a little bit and squint a little bit. And, they react to what you said, but they still seem a little confused.
Respond with a yes or no if you can understand me.
Speak. They look at Casey uncertainly. Look back at husband.
Casey kind of nods to Esmond.
What is your name?
One squints. One seems confused. The other one brightens up and says, "Small shards."
Esmond will turn and walk over to that one and repeat it. Small shards? Did I hear that right? Small shards.
Small shards.
Why did you and your people attack our town?
Fight? He seems confused. He's having trouble understanding it. Fight?
And I'll just kind of look towards O and kind of nod towards the kobold, asking him to repeat my question.
Yeah, Casey will brighten up and rumble throughout the room. Your people attacked our town. Why?
Oh, bring meat and treasures.
Why now?
This is unacceptable. And cannot continue. When I speak to your priest,
Esmond just holds up a hand to you. Oh, just wait.
you will leave these tunnels. And you will not
And
return.
in common. Oh, stop. No. We're trying to gather information. We're not threatening yet.
Casey tips a bit and speaks to him in common and says, there's not information to gather.
There's always something to gather. You just have to have patience.
What do you want to do next?
Why attack now?
Casey brightens up again. Why in this moment did you attack the town?
The way that was closed was open. We could win. We could get do good.
This priest. What does he wish for the town?
Going up was bad, and then, but the people came down, and so, no more rules. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, your priest was right. Going up is bad.
In Ignan, Esmond will try to question. What kinds of treasures were you seeking?
Treasures. They seem confused about why Esmond's speaking, saying.
Casey will repeat the word treasures in Ignan. Treasures. Which ones do you seek?
Oh, meat to eat, and gold, metals, secrets. All things to bring back. Bring them back.
Casey dims a bit and turns back to Esmond and says, they're just following orders of this priest. If we talk to him directly, we can make him leave.
Not necessarily, and we also can't go into a negotiation without as much information that we could possibly possess. If we go in cocksure and missing half the story, we're not going to get anywhere.
But they don't know anything. It's not a negotiation. It's an
They know
eviction.
what their priest tells them, so let's just... Esmond's going to turn back to the kobold and in Ignan ask, what are your treasures used for?
Quick question. Salinger, are you here?
Not really.
Okay.
If I'm required for something, I could put in the mic and be here.
No, it's good. I didn't want to disclude you if you were here. Is Casey translating for us?
Yeah, but Casey will turn back to them and says, what is your priest forging?
He says the flames are coming. The old flames are coming, and we will be strong. No more lizards eat us. No more spiders eat us. We will be strong.
What are they saying?
Peach babbles on in fake Ignan for a second. That's what it sounds like.
It's a lot of hissing, but not enough hissing.
Super
He's-
racist.
It's so racist. You guys are all so racist. Casey dims a bit back to Esmond in common. They don't know anything.
About this time, Kabeth and Arya arrive at the storehouse.
No, we split up.
Okay, but you finished.
I'm talking to people.
You've just finished doing that because you wanted to go there after, right?
Oh no,
Oh.
Kabeth left. Araya went to talk to Pesco. Kabeth
I'm
went
talking to people.
directly
Okay.
to
Kabeth,
join.
Kabeth arrives. Araya does not.
Yeah. What kind of building are we in?
It's like a storehouse where you'd keep like boxes and grain, crap like that.
Okay, so there's a door for Kabeth to like slam into.
Yeah, sure.
She doesn't make quiet entrances generally. She's like, "How's it going?" Like the door bangs open, and then she like quietly, "How's it going?"
Mostly lots of rumbling and hissing back and forth to each other.
Yeah, you see Casey and Esmond both kind of puffed out, the wind kind of whipping around them. Casey's very bright with his hair and magma lines blowing, standing in front of the two kobolds.
So that's a kobold, huh?
In Ignan, Esmond is going to turn back to the kobold and ask, are you often attacked by creatures bigger and stronger than you?
And they look at each other, look at Casey. Fight big?
Spiders, lizards
No.
attack you often?
Spiders, lizards. No. Many things in the deep, not as big near the top, not as big near the up.
Your numbers. How many of them are you?
More than my hand. Wait, I can't do that. More than fingers.
And how long have you been down in the dark?
Always.
Always? Since before there was up?
Always?
And did this priest find you, or did you find them?
Pretty strong. Pretty strong. Priest not eat.
I don't know. Priest seems weak.
Always friends.
He doesn't protect you.
Always friends dragging peoples.
You lose people.
Esmond immediately steps up and tries to push away from them. Stop.
Your priest can't protect you.
Stop. Stop.
Not against those of up.
Oh, shut up.
Your weakness is showing.
Shocking grasp.
Shalati was seeing like whatever seems to be going on there. I think she would try to grab Casey's arm and pull him away. But
yeah. So describe what happens. I mean, you don't need to roll dice. Just describe when Esmond shocks Casey.
It's a controlled one. It's weaker than his standard ability, but he's got his hand on O's chest, and as he continues to antagonize this kobold, his emotions are feeling elevated, and he's trying to get him to listen to him, and he won't stop talking, he won't stop antagonizing, and so he can feel almost like he's a kid again. He can feel that energy building up in his palm again, and in a sudden flash, he realizes what's happening and like tries to pull it back, but doesn't catch it in time and releases a small burst of energy, not enough to really hurt Casey, but enough for him to know what just happened.
Yeah, as the electricity kind of courses up through Casey's body, he see, and the electricity kind of sparks up through him and down into the ground and blackens the dirt at his feet, and he says, "Your priest pales in comparison." And he turns to Ez and nods and says, he says in comment, "Sorry." I am.
I ask you to stop. You need to stop. Oh, this is supposed to be a team effort.
I know.
I'm sorry. I haven't lost control like that in ages, but you weren't listening to me. I'm sorry. Esmond's actually gonna rush out the door.
Did Esmond say this in common, or is he still speaking?
This was all in common.
If there's a fortuitous chance for Araya to catch Esmond, but don't worry.
Yeah,
Casey,
Casey.
what?
Casey will turn back to the two kobolds, and I don't know if Shalati came up to grab him or anything like that, but
She did start, I think, and then when she saw whatever was happening between them, sort of paused, and her hands were still up in the air.
yeah, Casey will turn back to the two kobolds.
I'm hungry. What, food?
And Casey brightens up again. "We will feed you. We will take care of you."
Once a few more words have gone by, Shalati says briskly, "All right, I don't know what happened, but I think that's probably enough of that." And she's gonna move in front and bring the gag again.
Could Peach have followed us out, just a beat or two behind him?
Are you sprinting after him?
Yeah, running, not looking to necessarily catch him, but she's, yeah, she'd be killing him.
Yeah, as that's happening, Casey will turn to probably Salinger and be like, "Can we bring him some food?"
Beth just reaches into her hip pouch. She just hands you a bunch of stuff, and she's like, she looks at all of you and she's like, "What's going on? Why did Ezra? What?
What did happen there? I don't think I've seen him get that angry at you. Not
Casey,
to that level."
Yeah, Casey will probably feed the two kobolds.
You realize in your hand is an entire roast bird or leg of meat, an entire limb of meat, roasted meat, just wrapped up in a waxed piece of fabric.
Yeah, and as he's doing this, he'll turn to everyone and be like, and say in common, "We'll talk outside," and gives them the food and lets them put it in their mouths, and then puts the gags back
before
on.
we leave, she grabs onto your shoulder, Casey, and she's like, "Wait, before we go, I need you to do something. Make the hottest flame that you can, the hottest fire. Don't burn the place down, but just do this."
Can we not do this outside?
No.
That is at the end. You just want me to make the hottest fire possible.
Yeah, just do that right now. Right here. And she's sitting right in front of you.
We're just in a random building.
I mean, don't like. Can you hold the fire? Like, can you like? Do you don't have to like light a thing on fire, but can you like hold flame and make flame? When you're, like, I don't remember what you can do.
Everything about this is very strange and concerning.
Shh, don't worry about it.
Kobolds watch with keen interest as they chew on their meat.
How big is this room?
It's like a barn. It's like 12 feet by 15, something like that.
12 by 15? All right, 15 is enough.
I mean, you don't have to make a big fire. Just a hot fire.
Casey backs up against the wall, pointing towards the longer side, and you're gonna want to move.
Small fire, hot, small fire. Casey. Oh.
Has Casey ever listened to limitations, Kibeth?
Just
Or directions?
do the thing. Small fire, small hot fire. We're just putting on a small show. We don't want to burn the place down.
So he, as he makes his movements, he moves his hands a little more in the downward trajectory rather than the straightforward trajectory. And he lets out a word in Ignan that booms through the thing, and a large burst of flames comes out from both of his hands and burns out. He's pointing down at the ground, so it kind of runs along the ground up right towards the edge of the wall on the other side. And these flames just crackle all along the ground as he creates a really big flame.
Kibeth takes one step forward and very tentatively puts her hand into it.
Casey, roll damage. Beth, resistant to fire, take half of 9 points of fire damage.
She, like, complete stoic face, like, doesn't show fear. She's moving slowly, tentatively, but she just, like, reaches in and puts her hand in the fire. And she holds it there for the briefest moment. And then she pulls it out. She looks at her hand and she's like, huh. Didn't hurt as much as I thought it would. And then you see her hand light up and glow and heal itself. The crackle of burn, the red across her skin heals and her hand returns to normal. Interesting.
Casey,
the kobolds brighten up and they say, sacrifice to the flames!
You say that in common?
Oh, no. Okay.
No.
Casey looks at Kabath with a smile, and then back to the kobolds with flames still kind of flickering in his eyes. And says, we'll speak again soon.
Kibeth winks at them and walks out the door.
Casey does feed them before all that, and we go outside.
Meanwhile, under the noonday sun down the street, Esmond sprinting with Peach chasing after him. Araya comes around the corner and all three of them run into each other.
There is a collision.
As Peach skids to a stop into her friends, she goes, "What the hell was that, Esmond?"
I think leave me alone, and just eyes down, just trying to walk away.
Peach she glanced up at her and she goes, "Hey, come along with me. I guess back me up if I need it. Esmond, what did you do?"
What happened?
He does
Is
something
everyone
to Casey.
okay?
No. I mean, like, we're fine, but
Casey's strong. Does anybody need some healing?
He's fine, I'm sure. But what did you do to Casey? I saw something there, and it wasn't. Ez, you didn't have control of whatever it was you did.
Ez has very good control.
Ray, I'm talking to Esmond.
No, give him a second. Give him a second. There's a lot on his shoulders.
This entire time, he's just been speed walking. I guess unintentionally walking towards the center of town where the monument is where the monument was erected, the pillar with the different colored glass throughout it.
Peach is kind of shoving Araya back a little bit and keeping up with Ez at pace, like kind of almost like shoving at him a little bit, like not looking to hurt him, but to throw him off balance. Like she's harassing him to get his attention. Hey, it's an easy question, Esmond. What did you do?
Peach, please just leave me alone. All right,
You're
I'm
so
not having a
smart,
good day.
Ez. What'd you do? If you can do something that can hurt Casey, you could do something that could
I
probably
lost control. Okay. I lost control of my emotions, and therefore I lost control of my abilities for a split second. All right. There. I didn't hurt my best friend, but I nearly did. Because I lost control. Again. So what? Are you going to admonish me? Is it your turn to yell at me because I got agitated with everything that I learned that you guys did yesterday? It's now my turn just because it'll make you feel better? Is that what this is?
Peach, you know Ez. He knows us.
I got. I was trying to question the kobolds, and O was just antagonizing them at the end. I was trying to get him to
Well, we
stop
didn't
because
know what you all were saying, because what it looked like to all of us
it
is
doesn't.
that Casey was negotiating the way he did before, and then you said something the same thing he did in the same language, and the next thing we
He
know,
wasn't negotiating. He was just antagonizing them, trying to scare them or threaten them. I don't know what his goal was, but I was trying to get him to stop, and he wouldn't. He wasn't hearing me, or what? He couldn't hear me.
so
And I
Ez,
just.
why didn't you pull the rest of us in if you're so good about sharing responsibility? You can speak calm and say, hey, everybody, Ez is antagonizing him. If you're going to put this on us, that we have to be able to analyze our actions so perfectly every time that we're not allowed to make mistakes, you're not allowed to make mistakes either, Esmond.
No, but it sounds like we should talk with Casey. Esmond doesn't. We should talk with Casey. If he's going to make it worse, he's going to be.
Ez was telling us all about this. It's a learning opportunity, a lesson.
No.
We'll go tell Casey the lesson that he had to learn and why Ez decided to. Oh, I'm sorry. You lost control.
Ez, don't. It's. Peach, you're being. You're making it worse, I think.
Esmond is just going to.
She's going to catch like his sleeve if you're going anywhere.
Esmond's not going anywhere. He's looking at the ground. He's just going to hold a hand up and point at the monument at the center of town. I understand responsibility. 6 months ago, Puddings granted power by my abilities, attacked and killed 90% of our village. That is on me. You know responsibility, Peach. It's about damn time you all learned the same thing. And Esmond's just going to turn and walk away.
Catching your sleeve. Ez, please.
Rhea,
Peach, let me just talk to him for just a second. And you said your piece. I'm.
Peach isn't looking to make any more arguments. She's
Ez, I'll just.
She's giving space. She's not gonna let Ez run off, but she's sort of thrown up her hands herself and Ted's taking a few steps away.
I'm just gonna walk with him, okay? I'll be. Let's just.
Fine. I'll go back to where everybody's making good decisions. She'll head back the other way. Oh my God, Kevin, this is all pretend. I'm not making real Kevin sad, right? because Peach is being like bitchy and catty and not a nice friend right now because she's feeling deflective and terrible about her own decisions. I want to make sure this is acting and not I made Kevin sad.
We're good. We're
Okay,
good.
good. You're such a good facial actor too that I'm like, oh no, he's really sad.
As I let people in the village know that we had. Do you still think you're the only one that can understand what he's saying to them? Do you still think it's a good idea that Casey is our mediator?
It doesn't matter what I think.
As you know full well,
Maria, it doesn't. It doesn't. Every decision I've tried to make has always ended in failure. Every invention I've made, every choice I've followed through on, it's all wound up in the same place. With people dead or hurt, and I just I'll follow whatever you all do. I
No.
I can't
No,
anymore.
I think that she sort of like transitions to the grabbing his hand. I think that no matter how we've addressed all of these things as all of us, or as most of us, whoever was around, but you're taking responsibility for everything by yourself. None of us had a better plan, or we would have said something. And when we had a plan, you just wished that we had included you and others in making the decisions because you're so scared of the wrong thing being done. But everyone has, in their deepest selves, the intention to do good. That things fall apart is life. Life is imperfect and hurtful, and for everyone, there is never a lack of bad luck and bad things that happen to all of us, but we're all in this together. It is not just your decisions. You're the smartest of us and you have the best sense for strategy, but it doesn't mean that it's your choices that made everything bad happen. Something attacked you and you shocked it because it is your nature to protect yourself. That something terrible then happened from that is not because you protected yourself. This whole thing didn't... The planet that you discovered is out of alignment is not on your shoulders. And you're the only one that understands what Casey is saying. And so we need to know, the both of you making the decision together, is it the right one? Or can we help or offer insight? I think we're all making imperfect decisions every day. And we left you out of one of them, and it was an imperfect decision that caused an imperfect outcome. And an unexpected one, which I think that if there isn't a plan, that it makes you very uncomfortable, and it wasn't our plan. And Casey is very strong. So you wanted him to stop because it was a terrible... Your judgment, your heart said something was amiss. That's okay too. I think we all just want to know, right? And you wanted to know, and terrible things happened, and... Ez, can I help?
During the entire time you're speaking with him just now, Esmond has not looked at you once. He's been staring at the ground. When you finish speaking, he slowly pulls his hand out of your grasp. And takes a small step back. Yeah. Just give me a little bit of time to calm down. I'll come find you all soon, and we can figure out what to do next.
I'll give you the time. I think out of all of us, you have the best control. So, I'm gonna go see what Casey said that was enough that you lost the tiniest bit of control. You didn't judge me for mine. I would never seem to judge you for yours.
Ducks his head back down to stare at the ground and just turns and starts walking away from you. Not quickly, but just away from you.
I'm gonna check on you after I talk to more townspeople. I promise. Even if it is annoying.
He
And
just
she heads.
raises his hand.
You've got friends. We care about you. I promise. And we believe in you. And you're smarts. Like, you just hear stupid shit as you keep walking, but it's just like affirmations. Each day is a new chance to do good. Wake up, and tomorrow is another opportunity.
Pretty sure I turned the corner like a minute ago.
He heard that last one.
Just keep going. We got 40 minutes left.
No, she's gonna head. She's like, what did Casey say? Ez is never mad at Casey. She like hurries back to Peach. What did he say? What did he say? What on earth would Ez say?
Back at Kabeth, Casey, Shalati, Ava, you guys have moved out of the storehouse into the place where the kobolds can hear you.
What was that about? I think she's... Well, I guess she's probably splitting that equally between both Quebec and Casey.
Well, I mean, I asked Casey to do the fire thing, and because, well, turns out fire doesn't hurt me the same way that it used to, and I don't know, because the whole thing that, you know, they worship a forge kind of thing. I thought, I don't know, does some kind of cool fire display might impress them a little bit, and I don't know, help our case in getting some respect from these creatures. And I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool. Good job, Casey. And she high fives him, or at least holds her hand up.
No, Casey would absolutely high five her and say, "No, it's good. It's a good thought."
What did you say to Esmond that made him lose control like that? I haven't seen them like that since we were 12.
I think it's probably at this point, as soon as they left the kobold's presence, it's clear that Esmond's shock affected Casey more than he let on in front of the kobold. So when he gets out of the door, he's kind of clearly feeling the effects of that shock, and he kind of shakes a hand out and no, I wasn't listening to Ez.
mean, that was apparent. But it must have been something important.
I mean, of course it was important. I was speaking to the kobolds, letting them know what was what.
No, I meant what he wanted you to do must have been important.
Hmm. Yeah, must have. Do you know which way it went? Where it went?
She looks around, looks at the dirt. Probably too well trodden to really show any tracks.
Oh, yeah, just nothing but footprints in this area.
Oh, great.
I gotta go talk to him.
Is this still going to happen? Because if so, then I should probably go around and tell the guards and the townspeople to be ready.
I mean, letting people kind of know what's going on, the fact that there might be more of an altercation, it doesn't hurt to warn them just to be ready. I mean, Araya already kind of went to talk to some people, but we should make sure the word spread.
The sooner I can talk to this priest, the better.
Alright. Do you want to go with Eva?
She just nods.
Because I had some questions about this thing that you left on my door. It was very thoughtful, but I don't actually know what it is. I'm just gonna walk off there.
Okay. And as they're walking off, she sort of like nods at it. She's got one hand grasping the elbow across her body and seems terribly uncomfortable as they walk off together.
No,
Quebec
please,
just stands there.
no, please play that scene out.
She like pulls out this package then that's been wrapped up very nicely and and then rewrapped somewhat more hastily. And undoes the string that she loosely retied it with and pulls out this thing that looks like a cap at one end with like a like another sort of wheel looking get it thing. Unless you have a specific description for it that you want. I'm just making this up.
I think
No.
Are we talking about the chain return?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Esmond has the description of what that does.
I'll wait. I'm waiting for that before I do it in character, because I don't have it. Okay. I'm pressing this down so you can hear Kevin in the background.
Go on, Kevin. Tell us what it is.
Hold on. I nearly got it. Wait. Shit. Found it.
Okay.
Hold on. Almost there.
Is that what Kevin sounds like in real life?
Yeah.
Maybe.
This is his normal speaking voice. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you what it does, and as best I can in character, and Pris, you can just sort of flavor it in a way that I feel like would be cool for your character, if that makes sense. That I kind of forgot. So it works by so you can attach it to a weapon, and then when you throw the weapon, like it will just come right back to you. So it has and it goes about 60 feet or so. So anything within that distance should be able to like pull it back. You kind of have it typically like around your wrist like this, and she's gonna show you, and I'll post what it does.
that's very. It was a thing that I asked Esmond about a while ago. I'd actually sort of forgotten about it because there's just been so much going on.
Yeah, he designed it, and then I was the one who put it together. So if it doesn't work, it's probably because of me.
Oh, I did not realize you were handy in this way. I suppose that
Oh.
makes sense. So you're very clever.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, engineering stuff is, like, super easy. Like, it's just always the same. You just follow directions.
Easy for you, maybe.
And
And
this
she-
is good. And this is something that her and Esmond go back and forth on. She's always saying that they're always joking that the other person's specialty is the easy one.
She rolls it up, wraps one end around one side, and then like kind of, pulls it back and forth, saying it lengthen or shorten. Says, "Oh, this would have been really good yesterday, but it'll also be really good. I need to find some more spears or javelins, sharp pokey sticks I can throw."
Yeah, that was
Maybe.
sort of the idea. And as they continue walking, she seems to loosen up just a little bit as they keep walking and talking. Yeah, that was the idea. It was just so obviously if we get into those fights again, you don't have to worry about, running out. And I think it was a great idea. And the design, like, honestly, is pretty elegant. So he did a really good job with the request. It was really cool working on it.
It looks very nice, and it looks really nicely crafted, the way you put it together. And she's like closely examining the little clockwork bits and the chain and the way it attaches at the end, and she's like, "Oh, I like this little leaf thing that you put there.
Yeah,
Sort
that
of reminds
was.
me of Winslow or Winston. I can never remember his name.
Oh my god.
I know. I'm sorry. Don't tell him that. I like him. I just give me names.
The next thing you're going to tell me is you don't even remember the name of the sailors who died.
I definitely remember them.
We tried so hard to remember them. Chris kept telling us they were irrememberable.
It's an interesting interpretation of that.
You can just give him a
Chris.
straight name and then he'll roll with it. So
I mean, I gave him the names. I just don't remember what they are anymore.
Yeah, they were rattled off. It was great.
There's Fluttershy, Applebox, Applebee's, and Apple Pie.
Crumbly Town.
That's
what
it. Yeah.
apples? They all came from the land of Apple.
You
Yeah, they were
clearly
outsiders,
haven't seen
They're all brothers.
My Little Pony. The Apple family is large.
So where's everyone headed right now? Where are you guys going? What are you doing? You guys kind of split up.
Gelati was going to go and run and warn more townspeople.
Yeah, Ava's tagging along with wherever she goes.
Okay.
With
Peach,
the
like,
intention of
meandered away
annoying
from-
someone later.
Peach meandered away from Ez and Araya, but she's not particularly aiming to go back to Kobold interrogation. Probably head back to the Waterlust.
Okay. Araya, that's the beginning of what you're saying. Where's Araya going?
Guards, and then she's going to annoy Esmond later.
Okay. Cabell?
Cabeth has been left standing on the top of a hill with her friends walking away, and she kind of looks at Ava and Shalati going one way, and I think Casey went in a different direction. Is that correct?
Casey kind of came out of the kobold area and was feeling it and was talking to the people there. He hasn't really gone anywhere yet. I think he's still kind of just standing outside.
Okay. Cabeth's standing with you, and she kind of looks at you. She's like, "Well, you want to come talk to my forge?"
Yeah, I do.
Cool. Let's go.
Yeah, he'll follow.
Everyone lives happily ever after.
So, is this canon that Cabeth feeds Casey to her forge?
Guess you'll have to wait and find out.
Her forge.
Yeah.
Wait, no, let's absolutely race.
Please beat him.
Oh, she will.
I believe in you.
I mean, I don't think that's even a question at this point.
Yeah.
Not even a competition.
No.
Oh, but they'll stay all night. They'll stay up all night
What are you talking
competing.
Just roll for it. What are we rolling, Chris?
Okay, so Kabeth and Casey they're sprinting through the town, racing towards Kabeth's forge, trying to outrun each other? Is that really happening?
Apparently.
To make it fair, can Kubeth run backwards? Maybe on her hands?
To be fair, Kabeth started it.
Roll for chemistry.
I mean, if we're looking at like speed and ability, I have the thing from the cursed brooch that just makes me really, really fast.
I can
Is that what we're calling it
I can
nowadays?
dash as a bonus action.
Let's see.
All right. Let me ask a couple questions here. What is the difference between your movement speeds? You can include your dashes.
At 30 feet with dash as a bonus action, so I can basically triple move 90
So
feet around.
90.
Okay, 90 feet. Beth, what's your maximum possible movement?
Let's see. So my base movement is 60, and I can use my bonus action to take the dash action normally. So I she's 60 is her running speed here.
So 180.
I don't think it's multiplied like.
You can dash.
that.
You can dash as a bonus action.
Wait, does that mean I can dash twice in one turn? Is it?
Yeah,
Is your movement speed
interesting.
60 as a base,
Yeah.
and then you can dash as a bonus action?
Wait, I didn't think
What-
that I could
what
do
gives you
that
the
twice
bonus?
in one turn.
Yeah.
What gives you the bonus action dash?
Chris did.
Oh, so 180 movement speed.
I've
So
been
she's-
cursed with being.
So she's
really-
twice as fast as Casey. That's fine.
Do it.
Running's Casey's best thing.
It is.
But
Ooh.
the journey to the forge here is not a straight line. It all comes down to
Oh,
it also comes
but
down to
Chris,
improvisation.
I didn't say that I was just gonna, go the normal way.
Mm-hmm,
Beth can also jump really high over houses and
I'm
things,
comfortable
so,
with rooftops.
Yeah. Kabeth sprints forward. She has a playful smirk on her face. She's like, "Keep up if you can," and she runs in a straight line towards her forge, not towards the normal roads, and she bounds over the first house in a clear leap. Unless Chris makes me roll for it and I fail.
Good. We'll simplify this into so describe your process of this in this race, and then I'll have you do some rolls.
Yeah, Casey grins as Kabeth turns back and says this, and he kind of grimaces a moment and shakes a hand out, and a little spark kind of flies out from the tips of his fingers. And then he kicks off and runs up on the side of a house and like grabs onto a roof and kicks up onto it as he gets to the rooftops and starts to move and jump across to another section. If he can see where Kabeth is going to land, he'll make a movement with his hand, and the dirt where she lands kind of turns into this weird pitted section that makes it a little more difficult for her to move through.
You hear, that's cheating! But I have the mobile feat, so difficult terrain doesn't bother me on the dash action.
Nice.
Okay. So I'm gonna have you guys make 2 rolls. Kabeth will have double advantage on the first one. That's just for the general running, so that's going to be the athletics. Kabeth has double advantage on that. And then you're both going to roll survival for your understanding of the little nuances of the town and like which rooftops are good ones, which one you should stay away from. Stuff like that.
So close.
Well, I did well on athletics.
Ooh, okay.
Wow.
So the 2 of you go racing, bounding through the town, leaping over buildings and ducking through alleyways. You want Casey at some point perhaps slides under a cart that's moving some food supplies towards the storage house. Kabeth goes leaping through the air, and she's objectively faster. however, as she lands on this rooftop, it gives way beneath her, and there's a spray of shingles and grass and splinters of wood. And she goes tumbling into one of these houses. Casey, you hear this crashing sound behind you, and you realize you can either turn back or you can win the race by sprinting ahead.
Oh no, he'll sprint ahead.
Yes!
You hear this door slam open, and Greg's like, "Oh God, I'm so sorry. I promise I will come back and I will fix that later. I've raced to it." And she sprints out the door, and she's like, "Shit."
The two of you reach the forge, Casey, which is the narrow win, only because of Kobeth's tumble through the
Yeah, Casey slides into the dirt and kind of tumbles out of it, and lands with his back against the wall of the forge there, and looks up at her and says, "So you're good with fire now, huh?"
Yes, and apparently Old Man Mealy needs his roof repaired.
Good.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Come on, I'll show you. Fade out scene.
Two of them
Yeah,
vanish.
we'll move inside.
No. Don't fade out the scene. I want to see. No.
Is this a fade to black?
It's a fade.
Fade to fire.
I think, based on what everyone wants to do, let's see. Asmund vanished somewhere, undisclosed. Araya's looking for him, though, right? Is that what's happening?
I'm pretty sure he vanished straight to his workshop. Like, let
Maybe.
us consider Esmond.
Tell you what, let's do this. Esmond, I want you to message me 2 places. The first 2 places you go. Araya, I want you to message me the first 2 places you look for Esmond.
Perfect.
You can whisper me in roll 20. But be realistic. You don't know that you're being hunted. Right, that second location is the same location as the first one.
No, but didn't. Really?
They're they're definitely adjacent.
Oh well, does Araya know Esmond?
This is like, how well does Jessica know the town? Let's be real.
Alright.
Very fair. I did cheat, and I had Patrick remind me of some places in town that I had forgotten.
Patrick, can you remind me of some places in town that you've forgotten?
I couldn't betray Kevin like that.
No. Can I roll something for friendship?
Sure.
Roll for friendship.
Roll for friendship.
Kevin, you have to message me.
I did in Discord.
No. Do it in roll 20. Whisper in roll 20.
Oh, he's definitely not going to whisper it.
Shit.
It's gonna... all right, so let's see. Jess, I'll see if I can list off places, and I'll try to do it randomly.
Okay. But
okay.
just double tap your mic for the right one.
Oh my god. Okay, so there's the Physicker's office, there's the Peach's place, there is the pit where things collapsed in, there are the abandoned farms, I think there's a library, there's the mayor's house, there's the teacher's house, there's Ava's shop, or whatever. There's the lighthouse. There's the docks that have collapsed. There's I'm trying to think of what else. The hearth and the pub, I think, still exist. And then I'm trying to think if there's any more that I want to try to throw out before I. All right, that's good.
I want to roll for some friendship.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Watch, he's avoiding his home because he knew I was gonna go.
Right.
You don't know that.
Right. You arrive. Workshop. Door slides
Miss
open.
Clockcray?
Yeah, you see
Gwen?
Gwen kind of pokes right around the door. Hey.
Did Ez come home yet?
Oh, I thought he was with you.
He was. He's mad at Casey, so...
Why? What happened? Come inside.
No, I was gonna go check the... Okay.
Oh, I just make some cookies here.
I can't have that many cookies.
Why not?
It's considered an indulgence.
Aren't you like the head of all your? Aren't you like the head priestess now?
By default, and that doesn't count for as much as you think it would.
Sounds like you make the rules here. I made some, these are chocolate chip, and then there's your kind of got some oatmeal.
No, but I have to maintain. Do you have tea? If I have like tea and a cookie, they kind of cancel it out. Like one's healthy and one's not so healthy.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can pour some tea. What's going on? You said that Az and Casey got in a fight?
I wasn't there for it, but they got really heated. And then, well,
Casey's
as is
always
mad
heated.
at all of us, he is, and that's what I was trying to say.
Here, let me hear some. Oh, I can see the
Oh my
icon.
God.
I can see the icon. I can't.
Fucking hell.
Can't hear it. Okay, have some tea. There's tea that's really good with the cookies, and then you put some milk in it.
When I don't really like to ask or assume or
You can have as many cookies as you want.
no, I was going to have one. There's so many of a lot of his friends could use a cookie right now.
Okay, what do you take? The big one.
I'm gonna take the small one. No, do you believe that you have to believe that there's like powers greater than our own, right? Like you believe there's something more out there, right?
Oh, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, right? And it's not terrible to try to turn to a higher power for help.
What's been going on?
No, this isn't to do with Ez. I just, I feel like I'm the only one that thinks that we should ask for help.
What do you need help with?
Everything.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
it's
is everything okay?
Well, I think that we're trying to solve more than people are meant to solve because we can help, that we feel that we should help with everything. Does that make sense? Like that if there's no one, then why not us? You know that well, like Ez has figured out how to maybe shut down the portals, because the portals are bringing in terrible things. And hopefully we can open the portals so that we can help. So he's taking on an impossible task to do an impossible thing, and then there's kobolds and who knows what else living in the ground deep beneath the town, and then it's up to us to figure out how to make peace, maybe, or protect everyone. And then, apparently there's a necromancer somewhere, and I just feel that it's not wrong of me to have faith that the maiden and the gods might want to have a hand in helping our planet. Did Ez tell you that the planet's out of, like, an alignment, like, woefully out of alignment, like, scarily so, yeah.
Show me some of the calculations. It's really
They're
scary.
right? Yeah, it is scary, but it's also something that he thinks that is up to him to fix. And we are all trying to fix everything all at once. The moment we find a problem, we want to fix it, or predict every possible danger to you and the rest of the town. And is it wrong to want to turn to a higher power, especially when they're there? They are there. They could help us.
Has someone been being mean to you for what you think?
No, I just feel like I'm crazy.
You don't seem crazy. I've seen crazy people. You don't seem crazy.
Will you also see the best possible side of everyone, and more people could have your perspective on others? I just feel like if I suggest it, they'll think it's wrong.
You don't think
I'm the only one suggesting it.
You don't think they trust you?
Am I trustworthy?
I've always thought so. I mean, maybe not with secrets.
No.
That's okay.
Is it enough to trust my good intentions that I want to help and protect my friends know that?
I don't think there's any doubt that you care about everybody. I think everybody knows that.
Here I am telling you as his business, which I'm sure he wants just privacy right now.
Is he okay? You said he got an argument with Casey?
They'll solve it. You know those two.
Okay, but you were looking for him. Where are you looking?
Because he thinks he has to have the answers and responsibility for absolutely everything. And that if even the tiniest bit of him cracks under pressure, that it is the worst possible thing to ever happen to anyone ever. And that how dare he ever be imperfect. And we're all imperfect. And so he should know that we're still here for him.
So you want to talk to him?
I do.
Well, if you get in a fight and he's upset, he usually likes to go to a place that's kind of windy.
It's really windy next to the sea or up at the lighthouse.
That's true.
Where would you go?
Yeah, no, the lighthouse is nice.
I just heard.
Oh, nice in the lighthouse. That's nice.
It is.
Sometimes I go up there and I think, and if I'm up there really high, maybe I'll see Milkwood. If it's a good vantage point.
It is. Do you speak Ignan?
I understand it a little bit. I can't talk it very good.
How did Casey learn it?
It's a good question. Probably from his uncle, maybe.
Oh. It's turning out to be very useful. Did you know the kobolds speak Ignan? I'm gonna go take a walk to the lighthouse.
Okay, well,
just in case.
Well, here, I made this lunch for Ez. So if you run into him, I need you to take it to him. And there's 2 cookies.
You should give the cookies to, like, any of Shalati's brothers. Do you know how much they're growing?
Oh.
Kabeth needs cookies. But yeah, I'll take the lunch, and if I see him, I'll give it to him.
Okay. Well, here's some extra cookies in case you run into Kabeth.
No, Gwen. Oh, yes. For Kabeth. Yes. My willpower is often tried and compared to your baking. You know this, right? It's my weakness.
Well, I'll be your undoing.
She heads to the lighthouse.
Roll a d6, please.
Ooh.
Good.
It's fine.
Esmond, when you arrive at the lighthouse, you see that Array is already there.
With cookies.
She's got a bento box for you.
Esmond just got, like, trapped in a sinkhole for half an hour.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, I should have gone off alone.
It would have been too easy.
She sort of
Okay.
scoots the lunchbox close to you.
Wait, I'm arriving after. Array's already there, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sitting down.
Yeah, okay. And he will slide down and sit next to you and take the box.
Please eat both cookies. Save one for Kabeth. How many cookies are in there?
I'm not exactly hungry. He'll break one in half. You want this half?
I already had one. No, yeah. Cookie, cheers.
Cheers. I did say give me some time, and I feel like I just saw you maybe 10 minutes ago.
I had a long conversation with your mom where she plied me with baked goods. I hope your walk was comforting.
I'm calmer, if that's what you mean.
I would never expect, under any circumstances, in which you wouldn't be able to find your calm again.
Yeah. I don't know if Peach would agree with you at the moment.
Peach doesn't know calm.
It's not fair. Can't say that about her. She can be calm.
No, she's passionate and it's necessary. She's scared, right?
Probably. And I just yelled at her, and I had no right to.
You
felt bad before. Now I feel worse thinking on that.
Well, she's you know, she's really understanding, and I think she wants you. She shares her emotions freely. She wants you to as well, and she'd listen if you told her just that much.
I can't share my emotions if I don't. Not like that. Rhea, if I let go, I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could continue to operate. I walked through the town to calm down, and everywhere I looked was just a reminder of something I failed to do. And I know I shouldn't blame myself, but I do. And I can't. I I can't help it. I can't not look at everything that's happened and trace it all back to me.
Did you change the entire alignment of the planet with some of your machinations? As we could trace it all back to all of our mistakes. There's no first event that precipitated all that befell Shepherd's End. Every city in Lux has apparently suffered great catastrophe. I think that everyone in the city looks to you and sees you as a source of strength in the town. Guidance.
I wish they wouldn't.
So maybe we should leave town if town reminds you so much of the hurt.
No, we can't.
I'm not saying I would never. I think that going with the verdict and helping might help. That make no sense. I'm not as good with.
It's fine. You've always been very good with words. It's one of the things it's one of the things I've always appreciated about you.
Is that I talk too much?
That when you talk, you tend to have something smart to say.
High praise, Esmond. I just try to speak from the heart. And if my intention is true, then maybe it'll hit home. We made mistakes. And you were right to hold us accountable for the things that we didn't think of because we don't think like you. But it means that the way you think is very important to us and to the town. And it's all of us together making those decisions, and all of the responsibility, it lays on all of us. It laid on the mayor. And then the people that came after him and before him, the rough guts, like, we share the responsibility. Please let us share the burden of it. It's not just yours. You don't get to have it all.
It seems kind of selfish on your part, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I'm a flawed creature.
Do you... It was forever ago now. When I think it was one of the first times that we met. It was maybe my second or third trip to the temple for the healing waters after my accident. And I think... I don't know what you said exactly. Because despite it being, second or third trip, I was still scared of going. I found the sisters and the temple itself all very intimidating. But then one day you were there. Same age as me, somebody else that tended to stick out in a crowd of people that was as varied as it was. And I think you just greeted me, and I think at that moment it was one of the first times that I felt comfort in somebody that wasn't my parents. I it's one of the things that one of the few things that I realized when I got older that I liked about your personality. Um, um, yes, your personality. All that to say that I will I will try to be better about about uh not burdening myself with everything, I guess, and take comfort and solace in all of you.
And I will annoyingly remind you that you're not alone.
From one adopted kid to another, you're awful annoying at times, by the by.
Well, you just said it was one of my better traits, so I will keep it up. And yeah.
your coming to the temple gave me friends when I had none, and your family showed me what a family could be, and I would never want you to feel like it's all just up to you, or that you matter. And you're doing your very best.
And that's just, you know what you're going to say when I say that I'm worried that my best isn't enough. And then you say that's when you rely on everybody else and they all put in their best. And that equates to doing the best of the best. I know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then we appeal to the gods. I see, you don't even need me here. You already know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I always like imagining things that you're going to say.
Can you predict them sometimes?
Well, I have been studying divination, so potentially.
Oh my goodness. For example?
Oh, you want a prediction? You're gonna say we should head back and meet up with everyone?
No, maybe. Well, I mean, I would eventually have said such a thing. You're not entirely wrong.
I think that technically counts then.
Getting me on a technicality. This is why I don't play board games with you.
Yeah, I always enjoy showing you how to play board games. You just need to pay better attention to the rules.
I have enough rules day to day. Thank you very much.
Esmond is going to stand up, kind of wiping himself off, and he's going to hold a hand out to lift Araya up. And if she accepts, he'll just kind of lift her up and maneuver her over to the railing of the lighthouse, and he's gonna fold his arms over the railing and just say, just give me a few more minutes, and then we'll head back. And he's just gonna close his eyes and feel the breeze.
Before you, your mom did say you liked to listen to what the wind had to say up here. I wouldn't mind asking you a little bit about what you hear, maybe sometime later. And she'll be quiet otherwise.
As the wind comes in off of the waters, the sun is setting on the northern horizon. Sunset color. Still can't quite describe. The days have gotten long, and this one is coming to an end. Soon it will be time to meet with everyone back at the Wanderlust in order to decide what to do next. But for just this moment, wind blows across Esmond's face. Wind whispers, gulls are crying.
Sorry, repeat that?
What did the wind whisper?
No, I said the wind whispers and the seagulls are.
The wind whispers, ship time.
That's where we'll stop for tonight.
Chris.
Casey? Yeah.
I posted something in my channel. If
Did you?
appropriate. If it makes sense for him to go back there at some point.
Probably not right here.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So that's well.
Yay!
Excellent first session back, you guys. Missed you all.
Oh my god.
Welcome back.
Yeah, seriously.
Nothing
welcome back.
happened that I thought would.
As an array,
Nothing that happened is what I thought.
You do. I mean, it was like watching Bridgerton perform live. It was that chemistry was sizzling. Well done, well done.
With a side of demonology.
You guys keep waffling between she's evil, kiss the girl, she's evil. Like,
Those
I
are
mean, I'm not
mutually
saying that
exclusive.
evil people,
Yeah.
evil people
Guys,
can
what?
absolutely
I never said you were
be
evil.
shipped.
There was so many ships sailing tonight. Honestly,
There's a-
Araya and Kabeth like now have a blood bond with the flame.
Yeah,
that
that's
is a
something there.
spicy
Too.
level of spook.
Also, Jessica, your innuendos. You are a true wordsmith.
I'm particularly bad with words. If I got any of them right, it's pure luck.
Oh, the scene with Beth, she's like, yeah, we just need to get it hotter and closer. And
Keep it
I was
more.
like,
I didn't even pick up on that.
I have to re-listen because I was
Patrick,
Were you paying
through.
attention?
re-listen to it and maybe slow that section down just a little bit. Pitch
I
it
was
down
saying-
slightly.
I
Hey.
should
And
have
take
held
away
on
the
to her
spooky
hand longer.
music.
Yeah, spooky music. It wasn't spooky.
No.
It was that was spooky music.
Mm-hmm.
Have y'all heard of the maiden?
Actually,
She walks in the night and calls for sacrifice.
that was one of my favorite parts at the very end when you guys were doing your scene. That they was just building and everybody's talking about so much tension, and then like she turns really super religious, and it just for me just pokes into that where she's just like. And I just pictured something like that for like translating into real life, where like you're getting whatever, and then suddenly somebody's like, "Cause this is what Jesus wants," and you're just like, "Oh, right, okay, well,
Complete
that's
drain.
different." Yeah.
There's always room for Jesus.
Yeah.
Listen, Kabeth put her hands in Araya's and trusted her, so.
Also, Quebec
Yeah.
and Casey. God damn. Everybody
Okay.
has a spark going on here.
Little,
We-
so you're resistant to fire now, huh?
It's just kind of slow for Casey.
Ooh.
She wanted to heat things up.
Mm.
Wow.
There's a lot of tension of multiple varieties this session.
Me.
I think
felt
we
like
have
nothing.
to establish that it is canon that Casey and Kabeth race each other all the time. Like, this is a normal occurrence. This is. It made me not
Oh, I
fall
know.
into the
I'm
roof
sure
so
they-
often.
Sure, they never
Has
fall
Quebec
into
ever
each
won
other
those races?
accidentally. Fall all over each other.
When they're all hot and sweaty.
Exactly. Let's take a shower together and conserve water.
Casey's always hot.
skinny
I'm pretty
dipping.
sure that's in the quotes channel somewhere.
I think that was Gwen. That's
Yeah.
I put it in there. It's good.
Oh, heated also, but
Mhm.
also feels a little weird.
Also, I love that Gwyn is the strongest. Araya is shipper of them all. Like, yes, set
Yes.
them up. Set
I
them up,
just
Gwyn.
appreciate that she told me where to go. I was like, oh, thank God.
she didn't actually tell you.
Mom sold
You
me out
inferred it.
again.
You inferred it. Actually,
I know, I'm excellent.
She's selling me out every opportunity that she gets, man. I'm
Bless
telling you.
her.
you needed your lunch.
Mom's
She
the
doesn't try to
worst.
sell you out. She's trying to set you up. There are only so many young people left in this town. She's doing you favors.
I mean,
Real
possibly
Shy ass
that
would
sweet
never meet
Genasi
anybody.
ass could go for a high bar price.
That's true. That is high demand. Genasi are a sign of good luck to where they're
Yeah, but
born and
Ez
live.
doesn't realize he's hot, which is why he's so hot.